Some of those that work forces, you're the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces, you're the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces, you're the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces, you're the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told ya. And 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 now you do what they told ya. Don't you die, justified. Wearing a badge, they can crush your wife. Don't died, justified. Wearing a badge, they can crush your wife. Don't died, justified. Wearing a badge, they can crush your wife. Don't died, justified. Wearing a badge, they can crush your wife. Some of those that work forces, you're the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces, you're the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces, you're the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces, you're the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of. Killing in the name of. Now you do what they told ya. Now you do what they told ya. And now you do what they told ya. And now you do what they told ya. And now you do what they told ya. Get under control. And now you do what they told ya. Get under control. And now you do what they told ya. Get under control. And now you do what they told ya. Get under control. And now you do what they told ya. Get under control. And now you do what they told ya. Get under control. And now you do what they told ya. Get under control. You do what they told ya. Don't you die, justified. Wearing a badge, they can crush your wife. Don't die, justified. Wearing a badge, they can crush your wife. Don't die, justified. Wearing a badge, they can crush your wife. Don't die, justified. Wearing a badge, they can crush your wife. Come on! Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what to tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Motherfucker.
Hey, 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 hey. What it is and what it ain't. And fuck you. I won't do what you tell me. How are y'all, all y'all lovely people, this fine evening? I don't know how many peeps we might have around because there's a lot of people live right now. So we'll do what we can do. Waiting on a couple of people to get here, one in particular. So we'll see what happens up until they get here. Hold on a second, and I'm going to do some shout outs. Some hellos and shit and all that and stuff. Yes. Yes, indeed. Hold on just a second. Let me slide it on back so I can do my hollers. Hey, Sugar Plum DeRosa. Hey, hey, Sugar Plum Smokey. Hey, Sugar Plum Carla. Hey, Sugar Plum Speak Truth. Hey, Sugar Plum Emoji. Hey, Sugar Plum Cheryl. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me scroll. Hold on. Let me scroll. Hey, Sugar Plum Brandy. Hey, Sugar Plum Shelly. Hey, Sugar Plum Andrews. Let me see. Hey, Sugar Plum Casper. Hey, Sugar Plum Sue. And I believe that's everybody we got for right now. So what's going on with you? We're waiting on a couple people that's supposed to come up with me. But we'll wait and see. Let's see. Let me check and see if I got any info on how long they're going to be or anything. And all that. This and that. Let me see. Okay. Uh, Casper says, where you been? Mary, explain yourself, young lady. I just been around. So I came to get down. Jump around. Jump up, and get down. Oh, I am a little pissed off, Sue, but not real pissed off. It doesn't have anything to do with YouTube. It has to do with people in my own real life being jackasses and this and that. I've actually been mad a few times this week, actually, and was going to come live, but then got pissed off. And then I was going to come live today and actually got pissed off again today. But I said, fuck it, I'm going to go live anyway. Yeah, I've been lurking. Casper says lurking, Sugar Plum. Yes, I've been lurking. I've been around. I hadn't just been going live. Let's see. Smokey P. Is you is or is you ain't still out there? Come forth and state your presence if you are. Hey, Sugar Plum, Robbie. Hey, Sugar Plum, Casper. What are you doing, Robbie? Are you at work? What's going on with you? And I've also got this shit on the StreamYard chat. So if I miss anybody, it'll be just because I can't see your ass. Simply that, nothing else. Hey, Smokey, you want a link? You want to come up and holler for a little bit? So what's going on with y'all? Tell me what it is and what it ain't. Casper says Robbie will have a hangover today. Yeah, I bet your ass will. I saw that you was a bit bent this morning, Robbie. Let's see. Hold on. Robbie, you want a link? Smokey, Robbie, y'all want to come up and holla? Or Smokey says, I'm in the bathtub, rub-a-dub-dub. Oh well, shit. You want to come up and holler when you get out, let me know. I don't think I heard Casper says Robbie had the C word flying left and right. I don't think I heard all of it, but I heard some of it. And yeah, he had a pretty good buzz going. He was having a little drinky drink up until the morning hours. I get horrendous ass hangovers. I mean, bad ones. If and when I drink, I get bad hangovers. Okay, hold on a second. Robbie says, oh my gosh, that's hilarious because I'm listening from the bathtub too. Hey, Sugar Plum, Ash. You want a link? Ash, come up and talk to me. Come up and holler. Come up and holler at your girl. Let's see. Shelly says, Robbie, no, you didn't go to church. I don't know. He might not have made it to church this morning. Shelly. Let's see. Smokey says, you're amazing. Love how bubbly you are. Are you talking to me, Smokey? Shalom, Bellin. Okay, Ash. Robbie says my skin would have went up in flames today. Well, thank you, Sugar Plum Smokey. I'm a Carolina contrarian. Let's see. Let me scan over the chat and see what's going on. And what it is and what it ain't. And what it was and what it may never be. Like I said, if I miss anybody, not intentional. I'm looking at the StreamYard, and I know they be trying to skip over people and shit. That's right, Smokey. We some Carolinians. Let's see. Okay, let me scan the chat. Um, Bellin, you want a link? I'm waiting on a couple people that's supposed to be here, but their ass, or at least one of them's late as fuck. The other one told me it might be an hour before they got around, but that was about an hour ago. And the other one, I don't know what the hell happened to him. He's MIA. Hey, Sugar Plum Hybrid. So what's going on? I don't have anything in particular in mind to talk about right offhand. Usually I got more shit going on in my mind than I do actually right now, but there are no sugar plums dancing in my head right now. Okay, Bellin. Thank you, Hybrid. Hey, Sugar Plum, AJ. Um, so tell us, Robbie, do you have a hangover? And what were you drinking? I think you said beer and wine or something, didn't you? Let me see. Let me check something. Hold on. Checking for the missing co-host. Hey, Sugar Plum Light Feather. Light Feather says, hello, Sugar Plum. Nary, quite contrary. I'm in the bathtub, also soaking in lavender Epsom salt. Sunday must be bath time. I think he was drinking some wine and some beer hybrid. Okay, we're missing somebody. Hold on, I'm trying to locate him. Hey, Sugar Plum Misty. No, Shilly. That would be a negative. Okay. Let's see. He's usually pretty what you call it, punctual. But I do not see him. Let me see. Hold on. Looking for the missing co-host. Yeah, hold on just a second. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I'm checking something. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Hold on just a second. Like I said, I'm checking my messages and scanning around to see if I see the missing co-host. Like I said, normally this person is pretty punctual. So I don't know what in the hell they're doing. Missing in action. Okay, hold on just a second. Hold on a second, y'all. And I think I'm gonna have to switch to the YouTube chat or something. Hold on a second. Hold on just a second, y'all. Okay, hold on a second. Let me check. Scanning the chat. I think I'm gonna have to switch to YouTube so I can get a better grip on the chat, on the chisel. Casper says, Robbie soaking in holy water after last night. Pray, Robbie, pray. Okay, hold on just a second. Still scanning. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. It sucks ass that we can't play music on here. I would actually play some music on and off in the meantime. But you know how they like to fuck with you on YouTube. They don't like you to play any damn music. They want all that shit for themselves, I guess. Or no, I guess it's well, I guess it's the artist that want it all for themselves, but yeah, look, YouTube doesn't allow that shit. I guess they don't want to pay them or what the fuck ever the hell they're trying to do. Um, hey, Sugar Plum Mike. Hey, Sugar Plum Becky. Yes, that's right. Becky says, I know sometimes lives are too quiet. That's for damn sure right. Hold on a second. Got to reply to somebody here. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. Hybrid says that does suck. We need a singer up there. Yes, and I do not sing. Let's see. Hey, Sugar Plum Marcia. Yeah, Becky says I've seen people like Vinny G play all kinds of music. Don't make sense. I don't understand how he gets away with that either. You want to link, Marcia? You want to come up and talk for a little bit? Hey, Sugar Plum Brandy. I think I said hey to her earlier, Mike. Hey, Sugar Plum Ross. I don't know, Casper. He's actually supposed to be. Why don't y'all see one of y'all see if y'all can run him down? Because he was actually supposed to come up with me, and I can't find him. He's nowhere to be found. He stood my ass up, left me high and dry. Hold on a second, I'm checking something. Okay. All right, let's see. Hold on, scanning y'all's chat. Hey, Sugar Plum Cat. Okay, Casper. Like I said, he's missing. Hey, Sugar Plum Vin. Thank you, Ross. Yeah, he was supposed to come up with me and he's missing. Can't find him. Nowhere to be found. All right, let me try to pull up the YouTube chat and see if I'm missing anything. I hate looking at the damn phone when I'm on the computer though, and I hate having two damn screens up, but maybe that's what the hell I need to do here. All right, let's see. Maybe I do need to pull up another damn screen so I can see. Hey, Sugar Plum Nat Clo. Hold on a second. Scanning back, scanning over the chat for a second. Hold on, hold on. Oh shit, let me see. All right, hold on a minute. I didn't see you reply, Marsha. Hold on a minute. Let me get that link to you. Hold on a second. I'm getting the link to Marsha. All right, Marsha, I sent you the link to Discord. In your Discord. Ross Dog says, Nat Clo, my love. Ross Dog says, me and Nat Clo, partners in Discord, partners in life. Mike Brown says, Sugar Plum Power. Hashtag Sugar Plum Nation. Hashtag Tar Nation. I actually had some shit in my head that I was going to talk about earlier, but now I can't remember a damn thing I was going to discuss. Not a damn thing. I don't know if you heard me, Marsha, or not, but I sent the link to your Discord, your private Discord. Uh-oh, Ross Dog's throwing up rainbows. That reminds me of that song by Hank Williams Jr. Eating rainbow stew. Oh, there he is.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hey,
Sugar Plum.
you're a whole damn half hour late. For shame, for shame.
You know, I just realized what 10 Eastern means. So how you doing?
EST means Eastern Standard Time. What time is it where you are?
Right now it's 8:04.
Okay, see, it's 11:01 p.m. here.
Oh wow. Well, you haven't streamed like in 2 weeks or 3.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Ing.
Yeah,
Okay,
no problem.
Marsha, sorry about that. Hold on a minute. Marsha's gonna come up too, Ing. I'm sending her a link.
Oh,
okay, go
Marsha.
ahead. What were you saying?
Marsha.
Yeah, what were you saying now, Ing?
No, you haven't streamed for so long. I thought maybe you abandoned us or something.
No, I was just I don't know. I can't explain it. There wasn't nothing in particular going on.
No,
It's just
I get it, kinda. You know,
yeah.
like sometimes the fatigue sets in.
Yeah, it's kind of, I guess, maybe from doing such long live streams sometimes, and just a lot of it was I would be wanting to go on at night, but I had gotten to more to where I was sleeping more at night.
Yeah.
And I'd be up and ready like to do one during the day, but then I was wanting to get in the habit of doing it at nights instead of during the day because I'm a night person anyway. But then I would because I had, was sleeping more at night, by the time night would come every night, I would think, okay, well, I might go live tonight. Then I'd be sleepy. Then the next night, well, I might go live tonight. Well, I'd be sleepy. Then the next night, well, I might go live tonight. Then I'd get sleepy. So,
But you didn't stream at night either. Like that's the first stream since last time we were with Marsha.
yeah. And
Oh,
you
okay.
were up too. You were up with us.
Yes, that was a great stream. Oh,
Okay.
I have to respect the chat.
Yeah.
I have to type
Okay.
a hi.
Let's see. I gotta get her the StreamYard link. I accidentally sent her the link to the live instead of the StreamYard link.
So how have you been since? Okay, tired. How are your parents?
Yeah, I've been okay.
How are
I've
your
been okay.
parents?
Plus, well, I don't take care of my dad. He lives in another town, but my mom,
Okay.
she's fine. She stays here with me, but they're both fine. But she's the only one that stays with me.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't get better when you get older.
Hold on a second. Let me see. And yeah, that's another thing too. I do have chronic immune deficiency syndrome.
Oh.
So yeah, I do get tireder than most people and require more sleep than most people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't need much. 4 hours usually, but I don't run around all day. I'm sitting at the desk. I work at the desk, so I never get up. That's why I'm so fat, and that's why my wife puts me on a diet. I'm not doing well, Neri. I have to tell you.
Okay, hold on a
But
second.
I will live.
You can tell me about that in just a second. I'm gonna go ahead and wrench Becky, and she's gonna let the comments through, so you can take a break from that while you're on panel.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay,
Hey,
hold on,
Marsha.
Becky.
Mary.
Hey, Sugar Plum Marsha.
Hey, Sugar Plum Ing. Y'all were cracking me up last night. Y'all and Ross Dog and all of y'all.
Yeah, that wasn't right yesterday. I don't know what happened. No, we always have a good time.
Yes, you do. I think so.
So I don't know.
I enjoy it. I was laughing. I said, Mama went to bed and y'all went crazy.
That's right. Well, this was a very bad week.
Yes.
It took sleep from me because Sam Hill had a new show on the RDA network and he blew it.
Oh, yeah, I heard y'all talking about it.
Yeah, he came on high, and then he woke up 81 minutes into a 1 hour live stream. This motherfucker. I don't know how that's gonna end.
He left his wife at work too, huh?
But that was a fake phone call.
Ah, okay.
No, but that happened before. Like, it's not that Sam Hill wouldn't do that. Oh, Casper just said something. I think I'm gonna hide his message. No, I gotta show it. Come up, Casper. Can Casper come on? I think he has to talk too.
Well, y'all are friends with Republican Ash, I know, Ing and Neri. I do true crime, and tonight on my live, we solved the mystery of her hoo-ha picture last night.
Well, that's true crime, all right. I don't know what's wrong with her. She is not.
It was a blanket.
Yeah. Oh, it was?
Yeah.
No, there you go. Well, that's solved. It
was a blanket.
Casper,
we laughed for an hour over it.
She has over 1,000 or even more. How many subscribers does she have?
I don't know. I work and we got her 1,000.
But she no videos up.
She doesn't leave her videos up.
Yeah, which that's remarkable.
Yeah, she does. She never left hers up. I don't know why. It's just her thing, I guess.
She's different.
Yeah.
To other, and I love it. But she has been very quiet lately. I don't know. I think she has a crisis. But we all do at times.
Oh, yeah. We all withdraw a little bit. It was just so funny because somebody said, Marsha, she did this. And I thought, oh, no, tell me she did. And before I could get to her, Remy got her. But tonight they came on and they had the pictures of the blanket in her hands.
Yeah.
And then she came on live and was moving the blanket around like her hoo-ha was talking. She had a snack for her hoo-ha. So it's all good.
I'm almost glad that I cannot attend every live stream. Not that everyone would want me, but sometimes I miss Ash. Then I feel bad, but then on the other hand, it's a lot of drama. I love it though. I love it.
Well, that's like tonight. There's 3 or 4 going. I had to drop in, but I wasn't gonna leave Mary. I was supposed to see Mary for sure.
Yeah.
Sugar
but
plum.
just one more thing about Sam Hill. Do you know how many shows he had on RDA yet?
No, I don't.
25.
Oh my gosh.
And I think the longest lasted 3 days. And you know what? Three episodes. And last week he invited me on his show, even though he knew it was canceled. Yeah, imagine this mother. That's why he invited me. He said, "Are you coming, Ing?" And I said, "Of course I'm coming." Every day. And the day before, boom, gone. And then he starts one with. It's hilarious.
Well, that was a fuck you up.
Yeah, really. Who was he trying to fuck up? You or himself or who?
Oh, both, of course. We hate Sam Hill. Everybody hates him, but not in DM.
Right.
In DM, we are all friends.
There you go.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
That's like inviting somebody over for dinner and not being home.
Yeah, and knowing you won't be home. It's not that
No,
said,
you won't be there when you invite them. Writing.
as soon as he knew, that was a week before, as soon as he knew his show is canceled, he invited me. Immediately he invited me. And, like 30 messages a day. Are you coming? But
you're like, damn, this man, come on.
Payback time.
That's like telling somebody we're gonna have meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans,
and going
banana pudding, corn, and then you show up to knock on the door, all the lights out.
and going shopping for it. You see everything on the table, just not prepared.
Yeah.
And the guy gone. That's
thinking all week long, thinking, that meatloaf is gonna be good.
I love Terry's meatloaf.
Giving me updates over email.
Yeah. Then like, I bought some gravy for these mashed potatoes.
I try out a new recipe.
Fresh corn from the farmer's market and some green beans.
Yeah, that's Sam Hill. Oh my God.
Well, that's like, you got to do things like that. Like I have a friend and her birthday was earlier in January. But anyhow, one day somebody wished her happy birthday wrongly out of the blue. So I said, oh my God. And I was live and I said, oh my God. As soon as I got off that live, I made a happy birthday video. I knew it wasn't her birthday. Every chat I was in, I was saying, did you know it's Pepper's birthday? And people are telling her happy birthday everywhere.
But then, when you tell them on the right date, hey, happy birthday, then they say, hey, you doxed me.
Yeah.
Like it can never be right.
Then it was like 3 or 4 days of people telling her happy birthday.
Yeah, you have to spread it out over weeks so no one knows.
For a good brain to work, you got to spread it out.
Yeah. Oh,
Becky says I'm making her hungry. Some meatloaf and some mashed potatoes and gravy. Actually does sound pretty damn good.
My wife put me on a diet. I want a burger.
Oh gosh.
We had meatloaf for Sunday dinner.
Actually,
today?
Yeah.
My kids had meatloaf.
Oh, yeah, meatloaf was good. I like meatloaf a lot.
And mashed potatoes.
I like a big old, thick old cheeseburger or hamburger too, Ing.
Oh.
Yeah, but that's funny, like everyone wants to be so individual and then everybody has meatballs. Like then in different countries too, because my kids had it today too. My wife made meatballs.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. And it's all from Italy. Like the recipe.
Yeah.
Oh man. I don't think I hold through diet. I'm in my 50s. This is it. Why can't I be fat? Lemonade can be fat. She's only 40.
Hey, Sugar Plum Becky Star.
She'll regret it when she gets to 60. Trust me, she'll wish she was.
I don't have hopes for that. Well, listen, not everyone can get all the way old.
No, just some people like me. I'm old. I love it though.
You know what? Yeah, life gets easier.
It does.
It sounds weird.
You don't give a damn.
Yeah, that's right.
You just don't give a damn.
Yeah. And we had
like I said, my give a damn's broken. I've got no fucks to give.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
There is always a tomorrow. Or not. Or not.
That's right.
Becky said, what did you get, Ing? Salmon?
I get salmon. Where? Well, I'm in Canada.
Maybe she meant like, what did you get to eat since you're on a diet? What did you? She said, what did you get to eat? Salmon. Sushi.
Yeah, only the sashimi. Well, that's fine. I love that. But I have a burger in between when I go out. On a ride, I go through the drive-through. But no, I can only have certain meals, and so I'm just waiting at my desk. It's sad, really. And 2/3 of.
I've
Go
been
ahead.
fortunate and lucky not that I've never had a weight problem.
Yeah.
I'm 5'6" and I weigh, I weighed the other day, I think it was 127, but I prefer to weigh about 5 or 10 more pounds. But so I've never had that problem, but I'm
Yeah,
sure
it's
that
not really
really sucks,
Yeah.
It's not really been a problem for me either, but hey, I'm at the point now, let it be. I don't really care.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what
I'm
I
sure
was
that really
thinking.
sucks to want to eat, and you're like, damn,
Well,
and you
what
got to sit there.
The problem is, Neri, once you get where you don't give a flying F, you'll eat what you want. You don't have any appetite.
That's true too.
Because I kind of I'll sit here and I'll try to think of supper and I'll try to think of all these things. And then it's like, nah, I don't want that. Give me a salad. Give me a hamburger.
I love salad now.
I
I
do
love
too.
a good salad.
Oh,
I
I do
really,
too.
really like a salad.
Well, that's why I eat Big Mac. Well, there's some lettuce on it.
There's now you remember when Wendy's used to have the salad bar?
Yes.
Yes.
I love the damn Wendy's salad bar now. I love the damn Wendy's salad bar.
Well, I love an antipasta salad because I'm a meat kind of girl.
Me
you
too.
know what I mean? I don't mean that to sound gross, but I would rather have a steak or meat than a cheesecake. I've just never really been into the sweets that much.
I need my meat too, but I don't mind the cheesecake after.
Yeah, I'm more of a salt person that likes salt and savories,
That's me. That's me, Neri.
Yeah.
That's me.
And then you have to drink. You have to drink.
Well, yeah,
that's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when they have those Slim Fast and all those diet drinks and all, and I used to say they would probably make a killing if they would come out with a steak flavor or a pork chop flavor, because we can't be the only ones, Neri, that are more savory than sweet.
Right. I know some other people. Robbie is into salt snacks and stuff, because he asked me that just recently if I would like sugary snacks or salty snacks, and I said salty all the way.
That's me.
Okay.
Hey, Sugar Plum, L Fry.
Listen to me. Casper, he does fat jokes, and I gonna time him out. I'm sorry.
AKA L Fry says, my family all went out to dinner this evening, and I'm still full that I'm uncomfortable.
No, I feel sorry.
Japanese steakhouse. I love those, L Fry. I love those.
Poor
L Fry said we went to a Japanese steakhouse.
I love Japanese steakhouse.
They do that too. Yeah.
I know I'm going to say her name wrong, and I don't mean to. Nat Clo, Natclo.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I said it right. Okay. I just saw her in chat before you sent me the link, and I told her she gave people a start today. You should have seen my DMs. You should have seen my texts and my emails. Montana Sky's back. Montana Sky's back.
Yeah.
Montana Sky's back.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Natclo is a girl?
I don't know. I
think Natclo's a guy.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I'm not sure, but I think Natclo is a guy, right?
Yeah. I think so too.
Apologize, Natclo. I apologize.
Well, no, I've never seen him. I just,
and they were. I mean, people were hitting me up right and left. People I didn't really even know on Twitter were hitting me up about it.
Because he was perpetrating his Montana Sky today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I took one look at the URL and knew it wasn't him, because I had memorized that URL.
There's Natclo. Natclo's in the chat.
Yeah,
hey,
I apologize, Natclo.
No.
But I said,
he's a good kid.
I said, that's not him. That's not Montana. That's not Montana. And they said, how do you know he didn't come back? How do you know? Maybe he's going to try it again. I said, oh, no. I said, I know that name because I'd seen Natclo in your chats and Ross Dogg's chats. So I knew that.
Some attacked him when he went into with apologies today in the stream. So I said to leave him in peace because the guy is dying twice a week. You know, he needs his rest. You know,
That
Starbucks
shit's so
Pickles
crazy,
and
you know.
Burr and a couple others. Every so often, you'll see them say "Rest in peace, Montana."
That shit's so crazy when people do that, you know.
And to have done it in so many communities, like, you know, I know that, you know, I'm not part of the arts and craft or the atheist communities and different ones, but to have done that in so many, and to think that eventually people wouldn't, you know, talk.
yeah.
I've seen people pull that fake dying shit so many times on the internet and come back as somebody else, and it's like,
and then they die again. Yeah.
And then they act and talk just like the one that supposedly passed away, thinking nobody's gonna catch on.
Bingo.
It's like they're not. Most of them aren't smart at doing it. You know, it's like every time, almost every time, pretty much every time it's ever happened, I like catch it. You know, I'm like, yeah, that's some bullshit. You know,
yeah, they're not even good at trolling.
No, they can't keep up with the lies. You know, lying is harder than telling the truth.
That's right. That's right. That's why it's not worth it.
And for the life of me, I never had a troll account. Those 2 accounts I have, one I revived, like it's 10 years old, and I did it for the true crime community because I didn't want to offend them with my Geusermas account because it was all Howard Stern and stuff. But I tell you something, my dad sold computers like from the very start. So I had my first email address in 1983 when the internet and everything came out. Yeah. And then I was, you know, in the Howard Stern universe. I'm on YouTube for a long time watching stuff.
Yes. Yeah, so
but what I've seen in the last 4 months, just I had to rethink my whole view of life.
Wow.
This true crime community is something else. But it's not really
Dog says, I sarcastically said RDA is behind the Montana Sky Scandal.
Yeah, there's some hardcore shit that goes on in the true crime community, isn't there, Ing?
Oh, jeez.
I did not see things coming that I've seen in the last 4 months. And it's almost on a daily basis now. You know, now I'm not even surprised anymore. Now I'm surprised if it's a quiet day. I said, what happened?
No.
Maybe my Wi-Fi dropped out or something.
Nothing shocks me.
Well.
Yeah, it's pretty much most of it's all been seen and done in true crime over here.
Yeah,
that's for damn sure.
Exactly. I know some people say it's because, you know, we watch murderers and rapists and kidnappers all the time, that's the way our brains.
Oh, that is a bit, you know, there is something behind it.
There is. That's why I do a little bit.
But I wanted to shield the community from Howard Stern. I can assure you, Howard Stern, the shock jock, if he joined the true crime community, he would tap out in 3 days.
That's why when Cosmic would come on Lyman's and stuff all the time, he'd be talking about like them being so careful with this and so careful with that. And I would speak up and say something because I was thinking to myself, man, they just don't understand what this community is like. I mean, you know, nobody's gonna have the shit shocked at them about, you know, any of that shit. You know, I mean, the fuck.
The true crime, the rule is if you go low, they go lower, you go lower, and you just keep going.
Well, what the thing is, you know, it makes you wonder if people that are into true crime got a little bit of true criminal in themselves.
Exactly, to think like a criminal. Yeah. The bad thing is if you're watching or you hear of a new crime and suddenly you go, well, I wonder, you know, you start putting it together in your brain and then you find out 2 or 3 hours or days later that you were right. You're like, oh God, I did think that through like a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
I see through shit on here all the time, like usually way earlier than everybody else. But I don't usually try to tell people because usually they won't believe you.
That's right. It's too bizarre to believe.
You can't tell anyone
like
anything.
People usually won't believe you, and it's like they'll get mad at you and turn on you if you try to tell them the truth about something. So I just let them ride. I'm like, okay, we'll figure it out after a while.
Yep. So many times I've done that. Nat Close says, what about Opie and Anthony?
Yeah, but they are off the grid. You know, none of them is doing anything. Because even Anthony, he has a podcast, but he's struggling. You know, it was a good mix with Opie and Anthony because one was he, you know, hadn't seen anything in life at all, and the other one went around the block a couple of times. So they had a nice balance when they were together. But now they're sick, both on their own. They just break down. I don't listen to either of them anymore. I used to
I don't
listen
even. I don't
to
listen
WoN't too. Yeah.
and I don't
Hey.
listen to Howard anymore either. I know I may be shocked, but I don't.
Oh well, I'm a Howard Stern hater now.
Yeah, I mean, I used to never would miss him, but
Well,
Yeah, I don't. I'm not. It seemed to me like he started trying to push the damn limits too far and shit.
yeah,
You know, to
yeah.
get more and more ridiculous and just despicable and whatever whatever. Because I used to watch him, but it seemed like he just kept getting worse and worse.
he just called me a fatso again, and he asked Rostock to boot me. I'm sorry, he has to be on a timeout yet again.
Casper's acting up big time.
Yeah, Casper, I gonna fly to Australia just to hit him in the face once, and then home right away because I hate traveling now. Now I hate traveling. Oh, I should have done.
Yeah, don't travel right now, y'all. Don't travel right now.
Oh yeah, it's the virus.
It's getting worse, worse.
Chet, y'all read Ross Dog's message that I pinned right there.
I don't have the energy in my foot right now.
No, the one I pinned on the screen.
Oh, the one. I said is behind the 100 scale, and someone DM'd me. Already? That was me, Ross. No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
They were hitting me up too. That's what I was saying earlier. They were hitting me up. He's alive, Marsha. He's alive. Do you know? Is he alive? He's alive. Who lied to you? That's the other thing. People
I'm sure
automatically jump that I was lied to or I lied.
I'm sure there are people alive in Montana, but that guy made it up.
Montana sky.
Oh, what can you do?
Okay, so tell me what the solved mystery of the mysterious crotch shot.
Oh, it was in. I don't know what chat it was in. I
heard all about that this morning, where she was talking about people going around saying she flashed her crotch. So what was the story behind all that?
It was literally her blanket on her bed, and she had her hands situated. I've got the pictures, but she had her hands situated in such a way that and the blanket was folded. Had like folds in it, and when you close up on it, it could have been like a well-groomed crotch.
Oh.
And with the hand just strategically placed, but when you got real close, you could see it was like a velour blanket.
Mm-hmm.
What's the big deal? I mean, it's
for
another genital.
GOP is kind of really an innocent, and if it happened to her, that word was out there, but it wasn't true. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, hell, I wouldn't want a crotch shot all across you.
No. And she loves to say "suck my crotch." So
after she burps, I love when she burps.
Tonight I did get her to say, change it to "bite my cookie," because your cookies should be covered. They shouldn't be crispy or sloppy, and you shouldn't have crumbs falling. So we did solve that mystery tonight. Okay,
so the next one is what happened with Ben. I heard he went crazy or something last night. Was that the case?
In there, but from what I hear, because I had most of my friends were in there. That actually they said that was one of the best streams of the week. That there were some maybe that didn't get along, but overall there was talking between parties that never talk. People were getting along that weren't getting along. I know that Trish, not Trish, and German Lady had an episode, but
they did.
Yeah,
I have to stand up for my.
I don't know if you'll stand. Yeah, they had an episode, but other than that, I mean, they were going to Laura and 180, but that's normal. That's going to be.
There's so many fights. So many fights.
So many. And I think overall, from what I've listened to, it was 6 hours long. It was like Neri's, one of Neri's.
Yeah, but Neri doesn't fight.
No, she doesn't.
That long anyway.
I get mad, but that's on a rare occasion.
Neri is the boss.
I've cussed a few people out on here, but I've cussed somebody out about 3 times on here.
Yeah, but they had it coming.
Yeah, and it was and that's been in the last year. I've cussed somebody out 3 times in a year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the thing was that overall people got along that usually don't get along in Ben's chat, or any chat. They were able to get along in there and yet say what they wanted to say. And I think that's what you want in a chat when you've got so many different kind of people in it. So I'm going to give Ben some credit for that. He did that. He wasn't letting his mods block people and time them out like he used to. So maybe he's starting to see how to do a chat, you know. It was pretty, from what I've listened to it, it was pretty good.
That's what I try to run here is an open chat where people from all different, you know, channels can come and, you know, and get along and, you know, and everybody's welcome and not everybody's, you know, not, people aren't going to get blocked for just giving their opinion and, you know, kicked out and all that shit, you know, because I mean, I've seen a lot of chats around here where you go in there and say 2 words, kicked out, blocked.
Right. Sometimes you don't even get to say the word. They see you typing.
Yeah. It's like out, kick the fuck out. I mean, that's just craziness. I mean, how the hell are you going to run a chat like that at all if anybody steps in and tries to say 2 words, just kicked out and blocked, you know?
That's right. Mm-hmm. And my virus chats are that way. I have people from all over come in there now. And when I do my law things, that's really small. But like tonight when I went live, there are people in there from all over, and everybody seems to get along in mine. So.
Hey, Sugar Plum Wendy.
Oh, Wendy.
Everybody say hey to Wendy. Wendy.
Hey, Wendy.
She was funny with those little when she came up on Ross's
with the pig,
night.
The puppet.
Yeah, the 2 times she came up there. The first time she came up there, and I think she was doing Lyman, and then the next time she came up there and she was doing Jimmer.
I didn't see the Jimmer one. I saw the Lyman one.
Yeah, they were both good. They were both great. She did an excellent job.
I was laughing.
You did a great job with both of your little skits and your impressions last night, Wendy. Wendy's a trip. Oh gosh, Marcia, did you ever hear Wendy's cough drops?
No.
Oh my motherfucking gosh.
No, I hadn't heard that.
I will have to play them on here. So I would go get them now if I didn't think I would fumble around and it would take me too long. But Wendy, she came up on one night on Lyman's chat and she had like a bad cough and you know, people got after us about that and we're jumping on her ass and we were making fun of her and picking on her, but we weren't. What it was is, you know how sometimes you laugh at things you shouldn't laugh at, but you can't, that's inappropriate to laugh at, but you laugh at them anyway, you know?
Yeah.
She was coughing so damn hard that she was puking.
Oh my God.
On a live stream with us. She was coughing and coughing and she was trying to talk during the coughs and then she would just barf. And she was making all these hacks and barfs and cough sounds, and so I labeled them the cough drops.
Oh no! You call them the cough drops?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what happened because it was my fault that everyone laughed, but it's because I know her for over 10 years. When she came on she has a sense of humor. Here's the thing: she ate, and while she was eating, she was all of a sudden coughing. In that time, she tried to pull up a loogie as well and didn't stop talking. She was multitasking while she. I cracked so up that at the end of the day, we had 5 on the pedal, 4 laughing, and 1 doing gagging. And then that was, of course, everyone pointed out. Oh, look, they make fun of Wendy. No, she was just funny.
Yeah, everybody got after us about that, but it really wasn't that we were trying to make fun of her.
Right.
If any of us had been doing that, we would have been laughing at them, you know?
Right.
And it's because it just sounded so funny because she was making all these outlandish hacks and cough noises like,
but then
we were just rolling because it was so funny, all the sound effects, you know?
And there was a word in between because she was in the middle of a sentence. And she actually finished
multitasking.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would be coughing and hacking, and she was trying to talk through it all and coughing and hacking, and then she'd throw up and pick right back up where she left off. And it was just hilarious.
I know. I usually just call that you can't talk, breathe, eat, and swallow all at the same time. That's multitasking. I've got it now.
Wendy can do it.
I got it.
And she has her own sense of humor. She once called in the Howard Stern show in the back office, and she called in as Freddy Krueger, you know, from Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
And no one made her do it, so they didn't know who that was. It would go like from phone to phone, and then they actually recorded it and played it after. But you know, she did it on her own. She has a sense of humor.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah.
And I even asked her when she came back, I said, Wendy, I said, I want to ask you something. I want you to tell me the truth. And she said, okay. And I said, do you understand what a joke is?
Yeah.
And she said, yes. And I had her explain to me what a joke was, and she understood. And I said, okay, I said, do you feel upset like we were picking on you and making fun of you and being mean by laughing at you when you were coughing and hacking and throwing up and stuff? And she said, no, she totally understood it. She got it.
Yeah.
But people were giving us hell, you know, acting like we were picking on her. But we weren't. If any of us were coughing and hacking like that, we'd have been laughing, you know?
That was decent of you. That was decent of you to double check with her, though. A lot of people.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna slip on out of here.
Okay.
Already?
Well, I've got at least one fuck more to give. And
Thanks for coming.
I've enjoyed it, Neri. I love you, girl. Thank you, Ian.
Likewise, and thanks for coming up.
Club, Cass, Wendy. I'll be back.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Love y'all.
Take
Wait a minute,
care.
Rain Dancer's got me a message here. I tell everybody to do this. 2 people dead here in my state from COVID in Washington. Yes. We've got a bunch more diagnosed tonight. The numbers are going to jump tomorrow.
Really?
Bye, Lady and Just Shelly. I'll talk to y'all later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
But they said there are more cases in the States already?
Yes.
Oh.
I know they had one confirmed case in Washington State, and they had closed schools down and stuff, and apparently more. They say it's going to get pretty bad, and it's going to affect the economy and stuff.
Mm-hmm. What's this kid's name? There is a new Netflix short series about this kid that was murdered in 2013. Did you see that?
No. What's it about?
Well, this kid came in an ambulance to the hospital, and not only did they have a fractured skull, the whole body, it was tortured for all its life. They found out it had broken.
Ooh,
Like the autopsy took 2 days.
that's fucked up. I hate shit like that. I hate when motherfuckers are cruel to kids and animals and shit like that. I fucking despise that shit. What kind of fucking person you got to be to be able to beat on a kid like that on a regular basis for years, you know?
Don't ask me. I never beat my kids.
Yeah, I don't understand that shit at all. Like, what kind of fucking person you got to be fucking be okay with that shit and have no conscience about it?
Yeah, but you know, there was more behind it. There was a system failure in it because actually social workers who were supposed to take care of this just ignored it. And there was more behind it. I only have seen 4 of the 6 parts. It just came out on Netflix last week, and I highly recommend, even though it's hard to watch, I have to say. It's hard to watch.
What's the name of it?
What's the kid? Ricky Hernandez or something? I have to look at it.
Gabriel Hernandez?
That's right, Gabriel.
Yeah,
Hernandez.
I had seen about that here and there, but I hadn't watched it.
You have to watch. That's something else. And I'm not even all through it. I don't even know if they got it because they were both parents. Well, the mother had a boyfriend, and both actually went on death or had the death penalty. But as I said, I haven't seen the whole thing yet. It's still, the court case is still ongoing in the series. So I don't know, because when I watch those Netflix true crime specials, I never Google it. You know, I didn't know about Avery or like The Staircase. That's also a good show. And I never watched. When I watched, I never knew, never heard about it. And then so I always wait for the end. I don't Google it, how it ended or anything. So I don't know what happened. So no one. Okay, I can't read in the chat. I'm sure Casper tells me how it ends. It's payback.
My husband told me about a case that I might cover. I hadn't decided if I want to do it or not. Because you know, whenever you do anything like that, you know, cover a case like that, it can be so sketchy because you know you can get trying to play stuff, like play stuff from YouTube. That's why I hate that YouTube has all those damn rules. It's so sketchy to try to do anything and try to play certain like parts of like videos and shit, that go along with the case and shit without getting in trouble. It's so damn sketchy, to try to fucking do and shit. But he told me about a really good case that I was seriously considering doing it. But I don't know. I don't want to be fucked with about YouTube, them trying to block me and all this bullshit over it.
Well, you can only discuss. I hear an echo. Okay. Yeah, you can only discuss it. You can't show any footage. Then you're done.
Marcia said, Ing, Neri, Gabriel, Fernandez, I am doing a several stream series on it. I will let you know when I finish it. I was going to show it on YouTube, but it's so hard for people to watch.
Absolutely. It is hard to watch. And it's, I'm sure that's when fights break out too in a live chat, I think, because it's very emotional. And, because there's, especially in this case, there's so many factors that come in. Chris Watts is a lightweight in comparison, like the case itself. So, yeah, that would be nice. Join Marsha on a stream about Gabriel Hernandez.
Have you always been into true crime?
Not in the community on YouTube, but no, I was always interested in it. Like I'm sure I saw every Law and Order, stuff like that. Which many are based on true events, especially Law and Order.
Now, see, I've been interested in true crime since I was about. Good night, Marcia. I've been interested in true crime ever since I was 4 years old, and the first case I was interested in is when I heard about Helter Skelter.
Yes, the
Manson family.
That's right.
My dad had a book about the murders, and then they had the movie come out and everything,
Mm-hmm. No,
and so I was interested in. That's the first one I was interested in, and I've been interested ever since then. I used to really. Even as young as I was, it was like I used to really trip off that shit. Like, damn, think, man, these people were fucking crazy, Yeah,
but in a way, it may sound weird, but it makes you feel so normal when other people, are that crazy. So it's like sometimes you don't believe that something like that can happen. Especially, when you're 4 years old, sure you get interested in, but I don't think you get the whole picture.
Yeah.
What it means in life.
Well, yeah, the part that stuck out to me was the one they called Sexy Sadie Susan Atkins. She was going to cut out Sharon Tate's baby.
Yes.
That stood out to me even that young. I was like, ooh, fuck, like damn, I was just like I had such a much more sophisticated understanding of things when I was really young, than most people.
But in a sense, you grow with it too, because I always knew it's wrong to kill your child or kill your wife, but it doesn't really sink in until you're really married and have children. Then it's even worse.
I might have been older than 4 years old, but I'm not exactly sure. I'd say around between 4 and 7, somewhere around there.
But it's all a blur when you're a child. Especially everything before school is one big memory.
Well, not for me. I'm actually have really quite a vast amount of memories. Like I can for sure remember things from 2 years old on up very vividly and lots of memories.
I actually can. When I was 2 years old, and okay, now Casper, if you make a fun of this, I'm not gonna time you out. No, but when I was 2 years old, I stuck one of my fingers in the plug, in the wall, and they're different in Europe. You actually fit a finger in if you're small enough, and I got electrocuted. And my mother never told me about it, but later on, I was already a teenager. I said, "That's the plug where I stuck my finger in," and she said, "How can you even remember that?"
How old were you?
2 years.
Yeah. See, I remember stuff from all the way back from 2 years.
I don't remember the day before and after, but I remember that plug. So like it's not that they always told me that's what happened, because then sometimes you think you memorize something, but you only do because you were always told what happened.
Mm-hmm.
But she never told me that I was electrocuted.
Yeah, I definitely remember things from 2 years old very vividly, all the way on up. As hey, Sugar Plum Bellin.
Hey, Belen.
Hey guys, I remember getting my finger shut in the car door when I was about 2.5.
See?
Memory that kick system, like it turned me online, was getting my finger shut in the door. Like everything, it's all a blur and it's finger in the door, and then everything's after finger in the door. That was the first thing that happened to me.
Yeah. Well, I believe that maybe our brain is in our fingers, Belen.
Very sensitive area.
That's why we remember. Maybe just the two of us. Maybe that's where
I
we
actually
think.
got my fingers slammed in the car door too, Bellin, when I was little.
You know what I don't remember, but happened is I went fishing with my parents when I was 2 or 3 years old, and was just like kind of playing around in the background. And my mom cast her line back. And I mean, I've been hearing this story since I was a little kid. So it could all be everyone lying to troll Bellin for his entire life. But according to my parents, the hook of the fishing lure on the back cast came up and snagged me in my eyelid.
Get the
And so I was just, yes,
I gotta make
dude.
a GIF
And I
about that.
and I swear to you, like I can remember that day. Like I can remember running around in the area in the background where if I was gonna get hooked by a fishing line, I would have been hooked by one. But I just can't quite remember getting hooked. But people say it happened, so I mean, I believe them. Another thing that happened that I believe, because I remember walking into the bank, is when I was 3 or 4 years old. You know how in banks, maybe in Canada it's different. Maybe they use like some sort of like wooden fence. But in America, we use these like poles with velvet ropes attached to them.
Yes.
And the poles, they have the little circle things around them so you can hook them from any side. So what I did, what Genius Bellin did at about 4 years old, is walked in between the exact middle of two of those poles and just pushed down on the velvet rope as hard as I could. And both poles came and smacked me in the back of my head. And then I had to go to the hospital, I think, for a concussion that I had caused on myself in the bank with my grandmother.
I thought when you said I was 3 or 4 years old and walked in a bank, I could have sworn you robbed it.
No. That was I don't know if they even have them anymore, but they used to have pharmaceutical locations where you just went to get your pharmacies from. Like there was like a little convenience stand by the register, and I stole some Reese's from the convenience stand when I was like 5. I remember doing this very vividly. And my parents made me go back to the pharmaceutical store the next day and apologize that I had taken their Reese's, because they had caught me with the wrappers.
Speaking of that, I think all kids go through like a phase when they're young of like stealing stuff like candy or whatever. Because I can remember stealing like penny candy and
never.
They don't know it's not theirs though. That's the thing. Like have you ever tried to teach a monkey that something's not theirs? They don't. If they can see it, it's theirs.
I think I understood that I wasn't supposed to do it, but I didn't care. But I think most kids do that when you're a little kid. It's like you go through this little phase where you steal, like for instance, with the story like you were talking about, Bill, and I actually have a similar story to that, and the fish hook story is like I actually stole a bottle of bubbles, that you blow when I was pretty little, and I remember a similar thing happened where my mom took us back to the store and made my sister take me in and give the bubbles back. And then I also had a fish hook story like you when I was a kid where I stepped on a fish hook.
Oh, that sounds worse somehow.
Yeah, I stuck, because those fish hooks, you know how they got the serrated, jagged edges, and how they really hook in there,
Yeah. No, did you get them out? in one swoop, or did you go to the hospital?
If I remember correctly, my dad got it out of my foot. And if Smokey, if you're still listening, that happened at Hannah's Pond. He'll know what I'm talking about because he lives in South Carolina.
The highlighted comment the highlighted comment right now reminds me of a story, Ross Dog. It's funny you say that. I remember being about, I don't know how old I was. I was like 3 or 4, because I was old enough where I didn't have my own bedroom yet, but I was kind of testing out sleeping in my own bedroom. And like, so what I did was, if I'm not making this up and I'm remembering correctly, I snuck out of my bedroom and into the spare bedroom, which would later become my sister's bedroom, but she wasn't born yet. And that was like the back of the house room. Like they had like all the extra shit in there. And I remember the night before Christmas, I went in there, and I don't know how I figured it out, but I just knew. I was like, that's where the presents are. And so I went into that back room about 3 or 4 years old, very young, because I wasn't getting video games yet. And I just opened every present that was wrapped.
Well,
looking for my presents. And now what's funny is I can remember opening up gift wrap. I vividly remember opening up gift wrap and just looking at a box that had a bunch of silverware on it. And I was like, why would somebody get me a bunch of silverware? Like I couldn't.
You thought that's all yours.
Yeah, that was all my. Why would something be wrapped and it not be my present? Like it was like, and so Ross is saying he discovered Santa wasn't real. I mean, I'm guessing I had to have been thinking like this Santa Claus thing is sounding pretty fishy right about now. But I was so young, I probably still believed it even after unwrapping the presents. But I do remember the silverware. The silverware was the thing that really set me off. Where I was like, I may have messed up. This may not have been meant to happen.
Well, at least no one had to open their own presents. They were all open.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was just feedlining it.
That's right.
I figured it out when I was about 9 because what I did was I got up in the way the house we were living in at the time was situated is when you walk in the front door and to your right was the living room, to the left was the master bedroom, and then beside that one was my bedroom. And so on Christmas Eve, I snuck that my parents were still up, so they were in the den and not the living room. And I snuck up, and snuck through my parents' room and looked through the keyhole into the living room, and I saw all the presents were in there, and that's when I was kind of like, the presents are already here, eh? It's like
I always thought I kind of started to think it was weird when like, I don't know. I'm a little bit younger than both of you. I'm not sure about exactly on the age, but like I would ask for like okay, if Santa Claus is working in a workshop in the North Pole, I don't think he can make a copy of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 for me. It was just a little too far fetched. Like if I was riding like a pogo stick, maybe I'd buy it. But there just came a point where I was like, dude, I have a fucking PlayStation. It says Sony on it. It doesn't say anything about Santa Claus. I don't know. I feel like I'm being scammed somehow.
Did you see there is a calculation online where it says how fast Santa Claus would have to be to make every chimney?
Yeah, it's like a nanosecond per house or something insane like that, right? Like it's completely amazing.
Yeah. It's like 0.70 seconds or something.
That's my favorite part.
That's another thing that made me start to figure it out when I was a kid was I was like, now, okay, he's supposed to ride around the whole entire world on Christmas Eve. And he's got this one sleigh and that holds all the damn presents for the whole entire world. That was another thing that started seeming weird,
Yeah,
you know what got me more than that? What got me more than that, Neri? Because I was little, and I remember watching like all like the Flintstone Christmas specials, and like this is where I was like learning my fucking Santa Claus lessons from. Was like from like old '80s cartoon holiday specials being reran. You know what I mean? And so like not even the time it would take to run through the house. But what got me is I was like, Santa Claus is taking bites out of these. He's eating cookies at every house he goes to. How can he have the appetite to bite millions and millions of cookies? Like that was what it was, the appetite. It wasn't even the time management aspect. I just couldn't believe that one man could be that hungry.
Yeah, I think I thought about that too, about the cookies. I was like,
He's got to eat so many cookies and all that milk. I was like, he's drinking all of this milk. Well, now we know.
I think one of the things I told my son when he was a kid, it was to keep him believing, is because when he started figuring things out like that too, like, why do I have presents that I've seen in the store, kind of thing, you know? And I think what I told him. Then I think what I told him was something about that. Well, there's so many children across the world that Santa and all his elves have to have some help sometimes. So sometimes, you know, the store has to help them like supply things or something like that, or either the elves. It was something.
Now it's a conspiracy. Now Target and Kmart are involved in Santa Claus's shenanigans.
Yeah, and another thing he was figuring out too is the Santa Clauses would look different. You know, all the people that dress up like Santa Claus and stuff, you know, at Christmas, he started noticing the Santa Clauses look different. And I said, well, what it is, I said, is Santa Claus can't be everywhere at Christmas time. So all these people have to help him. So they have to dress up like Santa Claus to help him, you know, because he can't be everywhere because he's so busy at Christmas. He bought most of those stories about the stores having to help, and about the Santa Clauses, people having to dress up like Santa Claus and help him out because he couldn't be everywhere. He bought that stuff.
Well, that's why you had.
That's why I think cartoons were so beneficial to me, is because cartoons really, even as magnificent as they can be, they kind of do spoil a lot of the magic at the same time, where it's like a cartoon that'll be, this is the story of Santa Claus. It'll open with a bunch of like old cool kids in the playground bullying like the protagonist, being like, ha ha, Santa Claus isn't real, and then they all run away. And then by the end of the movie, you're like, well, the realest thing about that was when the kids bullied the little guy for believing in Santa Claus. Like, everything else that happened was a fucking fiction fairy tale, but that part was real. That actually happened. So that was the thing where I was just like, oh yeah, people make fun of you if you believe in Santa Claus. That was probably the biggest tell, because I can't remember like anxiously awaiting Santa Claus. Like, I probably grew out of it a little too early, like 6 or 7. Because like I said, I found the presents, so that didn't help. But
yeah, that's, I think, where what fucks it up for a lot of kids is their parents will not underestimate how smart a kid can be, and like fuck around and leave them somewhere or something, you know, where you can
like,
find
what's your, as someone that's been a parent and has had their kid believe in Santa Claus and believe in Santa Claus yourself, like, I've always had this thing where I'm like, if I have a kid, I'm not even gonna tell him there's a Santa Claus, because why would I want him to give credit for me being nice to some fat motherfucker with a beard? And so what I'm wondering is, do you think it's better to have your kid believe in Santa Claus, or, you know, maybe is there a way to do it without? Because I remember believing in Santa Claus and it was fun. Like, the festivities were fun and stuff. So it's a weird thing where I want to not lie to him, but then I also don't want my kid to be the guy at school that's like, no, Santa Claus isn't real, right? And then everyone hates him for like 4 years because he spoiled their fun way too early, you know? Like, I'm wondering what the better, because there's not really a middle ground. You got to pick one side, or either you're going to go full believe in Santa Claus, or you're going to go full, this is bullshit. You can't really, like, I want my kid to believe in Santa Claus till he's 8.5. That's a good time. You're not in control of that. That's not your choice.
I would say all the way 100% let them believe in Santa Claus, because it's a very magical thing that only a child can do, you know?
I like that too, because you know what's funny? A lot of people wouldn't say magical. They would say like tradition, but magical is the right term, because that's what it is. It's magical. And, you know,
yeah,
good to have magic. To believe that magic is possible is not a bad thing if you think it's magic. If you think it's something like that's where I don't like when I see parents be like, you better fucking stand in the corner and look straight or you're not going to get any presents for Christmas. It's like, oh, that may not be the best way to use that little story. Yeah, magical. Yeah. Like magical sounds a lot better than that. That sounds like slave labor. I'm not sure if that really is good as the alternative. But you know, you see that.
You want to absolutely have them believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, and all that because it's a magic only you can capture and have as a child. Because you won't be able to be like that forever.
Insightful and like legitimately interesting way to look at it, Neri. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's like, because think about it. There's only certain things, types of like windows of time when you're a kid where you can feel and experience true magic of the world and look through the world through those magical child eyes. You know what I mean?
You can extend it about 5 to 6 years if you start skateboarding. Just throwing it out there for anyone whose kids might be under that age bracket. If they stop believing in magic and introduce them to skateboarding, they'll believe again for a few more years. Sorry, guys. I'm contractually obligated to promote skateboarding at least once a stream. I do. So I just had to get it out the way early.
I went skateboarding with my kids on Saturday.
I heard, Ing. I heard, and I wanted to ask you all about it. I hope we have time.
I did it like you do. I was the fat guy sitting in the court watching my kids.
Oh well, now you're over exaggerating a little bit. I would say I fit half that description. I do more than just watch, my friend.
No. I went to the first bench I could reach, and that was it. I never skateboard. I never could skateboard. I never did. My kids are pretty good at it, but I guess everyone.
You know what I need you to do, Ing? And you don't need to do this publicly. This is just for my own self-gratification. I need you to take pictures of your kids' skateboards and send them to me so I can properly review / chastise them. It
Absolutely.
Depends on what you said.
Will do.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I have to record it in a way since they were little because they started like with a lot of bruises. But yeah, no, they're pretty good.
Well, like I just need to see the board. You don't even have to show me the kids. I just want to see what the boards they have. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't even need to see them. I mean, I've seen a couple. I'm not even going to promote anything, but the videos that you have, you said, you know, your kids like to make videos. I saw a couple. They seem like cool little kids. I was like, you know, especially like the little, like, I think he's the younger one, the blonde one, the flippy hair. I was like, that kid looks like he wants to skateboard. I just kept that to myself.
No, he also has a hoverboard.
Oh, okay. Well, now you're leading them in the wrong direction.
No.
He
had to have it. He had to have it, and he was very good on it. But then he moved on to his next skateboard.
You know, I never even stood on one of those things. I sold a bunch of them during the year and a half they were popular. But yeah, I never stood on one of those hoverboard things. It's not. You know what the problem is you're not supposed to move back and forth. You're supposed to move side to side. So the fact that it has you moving back and forth, it's pretty much setting you up for failure. For the first time you fall, to fall on your head.
I tried once. I tried once, fell off. That was it. It was
well.
impossible.
You tried more than me. You always got to look at the positives. I never even tried to stand on the hoverboard. I'm kind of scared of them because I feel like I'm going to get too excited and I'm going to go really fast and just go straight into a wall and not be able to stop. I've never been on a Segway either. They look fun, Neri, but I mean, I don't know. You know what it is? I've seen so many young kids navigate the little hoverboards so easily, and then I see people like adults my age or older, and they just seem so uncoordinated on them. I'm like, did I miss out on the time frame to get good at a hoverboard? Because that's a new thing, and I don't think I'm trained to do that. So I just think I missed I really feel like if I stood on a hoverboard, I would just go face first into the nearest wall. I don't think it would. I don't know. I don't think I'd be I don't know how you stop. I really don't understand how you. You just stand on it, so it makes no sense to me. That doesn't really seem plausible. And I just feel like I would just headbutt a wall, like I was one of Dez's children or something until I was unconscious.
Did Neri ever skateboard?
I think she said something once or twice.
Yeah.
Ross said, "I want to see Mary skateboard." I skateboarded a little bit, but I was never really that good at it, but I roller skated, and I was really good at roller skating because what I used to do some dangerous shit when I was a kid on some roller skates. We had a you know how you'll have like a road that's like a hill, you know, a regular, you know, like neighborhood road that's like goes
Oh
down a
yeah.
hill, you know.
Oh, I
I
know.
used to skate down. Me and some kids in the neighborhood used to skate down this road that went downhill like that, and it was dangerous as fuck. You know, it's like looking back on it, some of the shit I used to do and we used to do as kids was dangerous as hell. Like we used to skate down that damn hill, and it would cross over to another damn road, you know, and it's like there wasn't no stopping that shit. You know, if a car would have been coming, that would have been it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we used to do that shit all the
Certain
time. We used to do
ages.
such, huh?
Isn't it query? Isn't it query? Not query. Isn't it crazy how you'll be at a certain age and you'll just be like, this will just work? Like
You're breaking up, Bennett.
You were robot and we didn't hear. We couldn't understand anything you said.
Bennett, you have to go out and come in again. You're totally out now.
I used to do so much dangerous shit when I was young that I look back on it and I'm like, damn, that was crazy, you know?
Can you do me a favor, Neri? Can you give a wrench to Casper? Because if not, I'm going to ban him. And if I don't have the possibility, I won't. Well, I can't. But I will give him a wrench.
Hey, I'm on here twice. This is interesting. Oh,
hey,
I'm gone
for
now.
you.
Sorry about that, guys. What I was trying to say, and I know
that's a troll account. Troll account.
Block it. It's Helen. Block it. It's the pickle dick. Isn't it? What I was saying though is, isn't it crazy how when it's like we did some dangerous ass shit back in the day? Isn't it crazy how once you're a little like a kid, you'll do something one time and you're just like, oh, I could do this every day now. And like I could, like you're saying, Neri, like there was hills where every like weekday on my way to school, I would go down the same hill on my skateboard 5 days a week, like 40 weeks out of the year for like 3 to 4 years stretch at a time. And nothing bad would happen to me. But now that like I'm more skilled, I like quotation marks in the air, more skilled than I used to be on a skateboard. But now I like look down the hill and I'm like, what's the traffic like?
Yeah,
what's that light looking like at the end? Like before, I just knew I would do it. But it's possible some Final Destination type situation was going to happen where I wasn't going to make it, but maybe I thought I was anyways. Mm-hmm. So it's just coincidence. But I'm like, do you have almost, because you're so not wise at like your teenage years, do you have more kind of spatial awareness where you're just like impulsively like, yeah, this will work, and you just go for things? Or is it luck? Because I see that a lot in younger skater kids where they're just like, fuck it, bro, I'll just do it. I'll just go down this hill. I don't care if it's 5 o'clock traffic, and they make it. And you're just like, damn, is that luck or is that pure instinct? What is
you feel
that?
Very invincible when you're a teenager. You feel very invincible, and then
yes,
when you're a child, you just don't have you just really don't have as much fear when you're like a kid, you know, like a preteen. But then when you're a teenager, you feel invincible.
Yeah. Well, you need that balance. Like if you overthink, when you're totally out, if it's out of your mind, then it's gonna work. If you overthink it, that's when you make mistakes. In sports, you know like this.
I want to encourage your kids to skateboarding, but I have bad news for them. They already failed because you said your kids like to do like programming and like
oh yeah. You know, they won't be professional ever, but they love.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. They think too hard. No one that can program can also be a really good skateboarder.
True. Yes.
Because every really good skateboarder I ever met was a complete airhead dimwit, unless they were above the age of 25. Like, they're all complete dumbasses. And it's okay. They serve their purpose, but they are fucking dumb idiots.
Yeah, no,
and I can't
there's
deny
something
that.
to it. Yeah, exactly.
Like, you can only have so much experience. Like, you can't be at 18 years old, you can't be an expert at two things. You just can't. You got to pick one thing to be an expert at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We used to do some really, really dangerous shit when I was a teenager. Where I live, we had it was like a normal thing for the teenagers to go down to a dam, and it had this old rickety ass bridge that nobody used
Oh
anymore.
yeah, we
went
used to like to hang out under the bridge. That's what we used to do. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Nary.
Sorry, there was a bridge that went across the lake, and it was like an old rickety ass bridge. I mean, rickety. No car could go when cars went across it anymore. And it had big potholes all that all over it that went all the way through, like that you could literally fall straight through. And the fucked up thing was, as I look back on the shit we did when we were teenagers back then, is we would go down there and hang out on that old rickety ass bridge drunk. And it's a wonder some damn body didn't fall through one of those fucking holes or fall off the fucking bridge, as much as all of us went down there drinking like that. But to my knowledge, nobody ever did fall through one of those damn holes or fall off. How? I don't know. Because we were drunk as hell, but just teenagers down there drunk on that damn thing all the time. Plus teenagers. Now, I never did it. I think I did it maybe like when I was in my 20s one time, but I didn't cross all the way across it as far as like actually walking on the dam. But a lot of teenagers too would get drunk and get up there and walk on the dam and shit. And that was dangerous as hell too. And I don't think you were here the night I was talking about it, Bellin, but this is a very true thing. Is over there by that dam. It's you can look it up on the internet. It's you can even Google it and find out. There's actually straight up, true to life, 7 foot catfish over there.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I grew up around Northern California, but I grew up like around like the Delta by like Stockton and Lodi. And so like the thing that my dad used to like to do when I was like a little kid is he would go out dam fishing with his friends. So what you do is you go in between like two levees. I'm not really 100% how levees work, but you like go in between two levees where there's a dam, and you stand on top of the dam and you fish towards where the water's coming from, so you catch the fish. Yes. And so my dad has a friend that like fell off the dam.
Oh,
and like backwards. He lived, but like he is like he's one of those guys that like doesn't really have like motor response in like the left side of his body type thing. And so it's like he lived his life up till like around 35, 36, just loving dam fishing, and then he fell one day off the back of the dam, and now he's just that guy. He can't do anything. Like when he goes fishing, like other people have to cast his line and put the lure in his hand. You know what I mean? It's like one of those type of things. But it's like, you never hear him or my dad's friends talk about it like sadly, where they're like, I wish he hadn't did that. They always talk about him like a hero, where they're like, he did it till the end. You know what I mean? Like they go crazy with it. Yeah, exactly. Right. That's how I think about it now, because I'm already 27 and I'm like, bro, I don't want to. Like, I love skateboarding, but if skateboarding meant I couldn't walk after 35, like that would be a pretty harsh hobby to stick with. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but it would be hard to justify. That's all I'm saying.
You have to rethink everything. You have to reboot. It's a whole new life when you come in a situation like that.
The dam that I'm talking about, if anybody fell off of that damn thing, and to my knowledge, nobody ever has that I ever heard or knew anything about, but if anybody ever fell off of that one, and lots of people got up there and walked across it, if anybody ever fell off of that damn thing, they would have definitely died, because the water was so deep on the one side of the dam. It wasn't deep at all on the other side, but it was very, very deep on the other side. And it had the a thing that like was like a pulling system that pulled the water through it, down at the bottom. And if somebody fell, that suction thing would have sucked you under. You know what I mean?
That's what they always talk about when you're like by the coast and stuff like that. Like if you're swimming around, like let's say there's a bridge that goes across a bay on the ocean. The pillars that extend from the bridge down to the ground through the water, you're not supposed to go near or stand on those pillars, because the current circles around those pillars to the point where they just like kind of suck you down all the way to the bottom, kind of like a swirly cone of some type, like someone was putting your head in the swirly in the toilet, like it just goes straight to the bottom. So Like you can't be around those structures because they just are constantly taking in the current. But then also, when I found that out, I was pretty young, and it was always interesting to me how I was like, you could just get in the water. Like, I mean, it makes sense because how can you just stop people from getting in the water at any point? But at the time, I was like, dude, like as a teenager, if you're getting sucked in by these like 7 pillars that extend into the beach, and the beach only extends out so far before they get to the pillars, like it doesn't seem like to me anyone should be in the beach. Like if like it seems almost like a death trap. Like of course little kids are gonna swim to the giant stone pillars and then get sucked down by the current and get killed by the current. But I mean, it doesn't happen as often as you would think. It's one of those like shark attack things. Like a shark attack only happens like 1 or 2 people a year in the whole country, but you're really scared of it. But it's like undercurrents, kind of the same thing where it doesn't happen to that many people. But imagine if it did happen to you, how scary that would be to just be getting sucked down a whirlwind of water. And you're like, oh, I couldn't swim. If I was an Olympic swimmer, I couldn't swim fast enough to outswim this current that's sucking me down right now. It's kind of I don't know. It was always a thing that interested me. And then I immediately would get into the water because like I'm like a little like water baby. And I used to always just hang out in the ocean. So like I didn't care, but I would always think like I would never go on the dams and I would never go near the pillars because I was like the undercurrent will kill me. But I could go out really far into the ocean and be fine. Like it was kind of like a weird, like a mixed mentality to have, I guess, if I really think about it.
Well, you know,
Were you guys big fans of the ocean?
Huh?
I was saying, were you guys fans of the ocean? But you were pretty much saying something about it already.
I live right next to it. I walk out.
Oh yeah, you're in a whole other country. You know what's crazy is I don't even understand how like Canada oceans work. Like I wouldn't even think you guys had oceans until just now. I never even thought about it. I would imagine it was just ice.
Most of the country doesn't, but I'm right at the border between Seattle and Vancouver. And
oh, you're on that side. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's beautiful here.
I used to live in Seattle for a few years, so pretty much the same area, similar weather.
If I could have picked another city than Vancouver, it would have been Seattle. Actually, I'm in Vancouver because I wanted to immigrate to the States, but it would have taken too long, so I went to Canada.
I remember, you couldn't get your visa or something like that, and then you ended up, your wife ended up needing a visa to Canada, and so it all just worked out.
Yeah, it took a while and was a back and forth.
Well, see, it's all right, man. You just put those kids on skateboards and you just keep them active, and you'll be making trips to the States for all sorts of events.
Listen, I never put them anywhere. They always come up with their own shit, and I support it. But that's never, ever...
Just, if you could just, like, inch them towards skateboarding full time. You know what I mean? Like, if you could just, like, I'll give you the links. Like, if you want to wait till they fall asleep, and then if you want to, like, I don't know, pull up the Thrasher magazine playlist on their YouTube, on their computer, and just put it on repeat and leave the room and wait for them to wake up. Like, I'm down for that. Like, we can do it that way.
They would wake up and say, Dad, where are you at my computer?
That's what I'm saying, because I was always the one who I always knew everything about the computer, and none of my parents did. It can only be worse now with like VPNs and like YouTube how-to tutorials. Like it must be so much worse because I just outsmarted my parents just off of me fucking around with the computer a bunch. Like I didn't have. Imagine someone that knows how to hide their fucking porno files behind a firewall. It must be a complete madness over there.
Yeah, no. I have a mic, I have a keyboard. The computer I bought because I wanted that, but everything else is a hand-me-down for my kids because after 2 weeks, after they bought the most expensive stuff, they say, I want a different one. And I could actually have new equipment almost on a weekly basis. Then they sell it to friends, but they make their own money. Like they have paper routes, and my older son now works.
And even if it's not a complete net benefit, like if you take into account you buying it and the time that they sit on it, it's still a great benefit because it's a learning experience for them. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. No, absolutely. No. And
Because
as I
I
said,
know
I support.
I've known kids that just owned, like, you can just play Minecraft, and you can just like they have like Minecraft servers, and you could just join
Yeah.
a Minecraft server and sell
My
people
younger
in
one
that
is on it.
server
Yeah.
items. Yeah. And so you could just create a whole virtual business. And they used to have stuff like that back when I was a teenager, but they have it so much more now,
Oh,
where it's
totally.
like, you know, if you give your kid the opportunity, he might fuck around and become like a Twitch superstar and make like a few
You never
$1
know.
million. Like, it's
Listen,
totally possible.
the only platform they're not on is YouTube, because that's not cool. They don't do that anymore. So
That's
they are
hilarious. They choose not to be on YouTube.
absolutely. That's why I have to
Boomer.
because that's why I have all those clips, because my son has them posted all over the place. Twitch, Roku, then what's the other one that just changed their name?
The Microsoft
It used to
one,
be
Mixer,
it used to be
TikTok.
It used to
They
be
changed
TikTok.
TikTok?
Yeah,
It's not TikTok?
Or did they change it to TikTok? What do I know? But
No, I think you're right, because it's been TikTok for a long time. So I'm almost not sure. Maybe they changed TikTok. That would be crazy if they did.
Yeah.
I've never even downloaded the app TikTok.
no,
So don't
that's
worry.
where all
We're
the
the same
kids are
age.
on. Yeah, YouTube, is on going down, especially when it comes down for kids uploading clips and stuff. They use everything else but YouTube.
Well,
They
if
have-
they let it actually stay like user created, it would probably be fine. But they're trying to curate it too much. So yeah, we're probably in the tail end of YouTube, and
Absolutely.
in 5 years, something new is probably going to start to pop up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
And so
Hey,
that's why
Sugar Plum Cosmic.
hey, Cosmic, get your fine ass in here, girl.
Yeah,
Sorry,
come in
guys.
here or I time you out.
Want a link, Cosmic? You can have a link too if you want one, Starlight.
Of course. We'll start. Yeah.
See, where I live in North Carolina, we have both the ocean and the mountains here.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, and it's like, but I live close. Huh?
Neri, I live in California. Do you have any idea how weird it is to me to hear anyone from another state talk about living near the ocean? Like, and I know this is completely unfounded prejudice, right? But
That's California.
when I hear someone talk about the ocean, I picture California. And then when I find out you're not from California, I almost get mad. Where I'm like, why were you even talking about the ocean? Like, I'm going to be defensive about the ocean for some reason.
Bellin thinks he owns the ocean because he lives in California.
I do, but why? That's
He's
what I
controlling.
want.
He's controlling.
I want to talk about why. Why do I feel this way?
What is
the catalyst?
Ownership and possessiveness over the ocean. He's controlling.
He's very controlling. But you must be a Democrat.
Me?
Yeah. Kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean,
don't put.
Okay, I wasn't. No, and I'm autistic. Don't even worry if I take it literally. I have to absorb it and think about it for a second. I probably am. Yeah, I think so. I probably am a Democrat, but I mean, what even is a Democrat? Because it's that whole. I don't even want to be cliche about it, but people are like, "Well, Joe Rogan says this all the time, where he's like, people say I'm a conservative, but I'm really a liberal because I want gay marriage and I want legalization of drugs." But you almost have to have a self-awareness, right? To be like, that's some boomer shit. Where, of course, 15 years ago, being cool with gay marriage and open-minded with drugs was liberal.
Right. Well, he was always open-minded with drugs.
But now it doesn't matter. Like, now you could be like a complete acid fiend, but if you're supportive of like transsexuals or like immigrant, whatever it is that people want to paint you as, now you're a liberal. So it's almost this weird thing where it's like, yeah, I feel like I'm a liberal, but I'm a big fan of Obama. You know what I mean? Obama was 2008, 2010. So it's like maybe my ideas of being a fucking boomer, a boomer liberal, maybe that's conservative now. Like that's people have to be more honest where they're like, yeah, I understand it's different now, but you still fit in with a crowd. Like I don't like these people that are like, no, I'm not conservative. I just happen to agree with everything that conservatives are saying right now. It's like, no, either pick one or don't. But I'm not gonna let you be the middle ground. Like I think politics are stupid. Like I don't even pay attention for the most part unless it's like fools watching. Like it's fun that Trump is president because he's a fool, but I really don't care. You know what I mean? But a lot of people care a lot, and like to the point where they're like, "You've got to call your local representative." And I'm like, "No, I don't. I don't think I do." He didn't.
That's not
he
how
never did
democracy
nothing
works.
for me. Yeah, and bro, I never once had a day in my life where I was like, "Man, am I happy that my local representative spoke up for me." Now, maybe that's on me. Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe I should care, but I don't, and it would be dishonest for me to tell you that I do care. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to find like the balance, of it, because a lot of people are quick to be like, "Oh, you're on YouTube, you're a boomer, and you're an A or you're a B," whatever their social things are. But it's like, nah, dude. Like, I could be a boomer and still not like your dumb shit. Like, it doesn't matter
What's
if I
a
don't know
boomer
how
anyway?
YouTube works.
A
boomer is anyone that doesn't get it, basically. Like, doesn't
I'm
get
a
how
boomer.
it works. Like,
I'm a boomer.
Like a boomer is supposed to be like anyone born between like the 40s and the 60s, I think. But that's not what they're talking. A boomer is anyone that doesn't get how the shit's supposed to work.
Yeah.
So if you're playing, let's say you were playing Pong, right? And you were like, wait, what's the objective of this game? They'd be like, you fucking boomer. Like that's just the paintbrush.
Yeah. Oh man, I remember Pong.
Shit, I remember Pong somehow. There was like a novelty when I played it, but now even then it's like, oh, it was still cutting edge. It was only 9 years old when I played it.
I thought I was so amazed that tennis ball, the little ball was so fast. I thought, how can they make it so fast? It's so hard to play.
That's actually incredible.
And now I shoot people from 3 miles in Fortnite, you know,
instantly. And you're mad. You're like, why didn't it hit them?
Yeah, why didn't I see more blood? You know, but the Pong was too fast. Yeah, see, we evolved.
Well, just make sure you send me pictures of those skateboards.
I will.
Let me just
I
make
will
sure
round them all up. I don't even know how many they have, but
that's perfect. That's everything I want to know. I'll give you a statistical breakdown so that you don't. There is no such thing as too much information you can feed me about your kid's skateboard.
Okay. Yeah. No. Now I'm interested. Now I want to know. You know, like the analysis of my kids' skateboards.
Well, because I might yell at them. I'm warning you now. I might want to yell at them, but I mean, depending on what their motive is, I might not yell at them. Yeah. So it's all, you know, it's what I think they want out of it. If I think they want what they should want, then yeah, I'm gonna yell at them because that's what they need.
Yeah, but you put the full gain on your microphone, and they will get it in their Razer headsets.
Oh, you know what's crazy that you even said that is like that's not even ironic. The kids really do love that when you come in with the gain on in your headset and you start yelling. Like that's like a comical thing to them.
I sometimes, you know, everybody sits on the computer and then I call them on their iPhone or through Skype, and then we talk. Because, you know, they wouldn't get up in the middle of something. They in the middle of Fortnite or whatever they play at the time. So then I'm just in a window up on their screen in the corner. And they talk to me while they play. Yeah, no, while they play, they talk to me. And I see them because they have the cameras on. So I don't have to leave the room and they don't have to get up either. Is this
It's
weird?
so funny. No, it's not weird because you know what's so funny about it is it makes me think back to like I wasn't like this when I was a kid, but the technology is more now. So where you're like,
Yeah, yeah.
you're literally calling your kids while they're gaming on their computer and they have to answer because they're like, fuck, dad's calling. So
That's
they
right.
have to answer. And then it's like, oh shit,
But fathers
dad's on the
today are
phone.
gamers too, you know, so they know.
That's what I'm saying. So they have to go. This is the thing that they have to do is they have to be like, how can we make father happy,
That's
but
right.
also 100% get away with the bullshit that we're doing.
And you
so
talk more. You talk more, you know, because you know
that's
20
good.
years.
But see, that's a good trait for them to have. If you
Yeah.
can teach them to talk more, then it doesn't even matter because then you're winning.
No,
But a lot of kids that you would think are problems won't talk to people. You know what I mean? So that's even a perfect way. That's like a perfect icebreaker to be like, well, if you can handle this, then you can handle real life because the way people talk to each other on here is completely crazy. So it's
You know-
not a bad barometer.
You know, when I watch the news, I get depressed. So I actually stopped doing it as regular as I used to. And because you get depressed about, you know, things happening. But when I see my kids with their friends, especially at school, they're both in French immersion. That's what they offer here in Canada, like the school all in French. And my older son has 12 different nationalities in the class, and my younger son 14. And they're all Canadian, though.
Jesus.
Yeah, but you know that.
So wait. When you say 14 different nationalities, does that mean 14 different native languages spoken?
Well, probably in their homes. They're all Canadian, but they make a point out of it that everyone tells their background and where they're from, and you can
So when
see
you're
it.
saying, because I have a mild understanding of Canada, but
Yeah.
not a complete understanding. So when you're saying, okay, is everyone in the like is everyone speaking in Canadian? Like what is Canadian? Like when you're saying it's Canadian
English.
thing, like English, okay.
Yeah,
That's
it
what I'm
is.
saying
But
because I've been led to believe it could be French. Like French could be the native language of Canada is what I've been
well,
led
it
to
is
believe.
in Quebec. It is in Quebec and will be always. That's part of the law in Quebec. In
But so what
Quebec,
is that? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean it isn't? So
Quebec
there's
used to
always
be.
someone in
In
Quebec
Quebec,
is
there's a
translating.
law that says that most things, especially if it has to do with the public, like a park or a museum or the bus, it has to be in French and English,
Yeah.
right, Ing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
I see
only
what
that,
you're saying.
there was a guy. He was a plumber, and he had a truck,
Rock.
and he didn't have the French bigger than the English because by law that has to be. The French name and the French description on the car has to be bigger than the English if you have own a company, and so he refused to do it, and it was the same size. He had to go to jail. It was just 30 days or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but that's just Quebec. It used to be a French colony. And when the Dominion of Canada came together, by law, all of Canada is bilingual. But
Cosmic Ham, my brother. Imagine, if you will.
Cosmic can imagine.
Imagine you went to, okay, what's like a really like rural part of the Dallas Fort Worth area? Like what's a part where it's like people are gonna be saying y'all and fucking that type of shit?
Yeah, we could go like Midlothian, Waxahachie, Red Oak.
Okay, so like let's say you're in Red Oak, right?
Yeah.
And let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to establish the language for this land. So it's like, would people be annoyed, right? Let's say you had to choose between the language being regular English or being whatever. What was the town? Red Bluff.
Red Oak.
Red Oak. So you had to choose between whatever society deemed as being English or whatever Red Bluff, Texas deemed as being English. what is the one where you'd be like, okay, this makes more sense that it would be this? Is there, because I feel like
You would think that the dominant language being spoken would be the majority, but it ends up being the minority in the case of the truck. They're taking
and that's
French
exactly what I'm
over
saying.
English. It's like in Texas or like in America. Like I think technically we don't have an official language like registered, but we technically do. If you wanted to, if someone wanted to really argue it, you have to know a proficient amount of English to join the military. That's about it. But like, yeah, like it's some stop signs in the border on border cities in Texas. Someone will say alto instead of stop, or it'll say both alto and stop. So there's that, but none where the other languages.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing.
And
in
it gets
America,
applied all over the place. That's what's weird. Not just one city or one neighborhood or one part of town, because they're all
in
parts
America,
of town.
we have many languages in America, but all of our signs and all of our shit's only one language,
English.
and it's all shapes. So what is the better? So what is the more safer route to take? Should you be like America and be like, just stop? This is the stop symbol. If you see this octagon, this means stop.
That's the best way. Fuck the words. We did go this.
I agree. No, I'm not even going to let myself explain the Canadian side.
Yeah.
Just fuck them. No, I totally agree.
But they spoke French there first. They already spoke French.
They already spoke French.
I know, but
and there was no one else there.
But Ing, you got to think about this like how your kids would think about this in Minecraft, right?
Yeah.
If 4 people speak French, are you really speaking French, or are you just being a dickhead? Like, you could just speak. Like the 4 of you could just speak English.
They play with.
Y'all, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to the bathroom.
They play with people in Russia, and they give hand signs when they do Fortnite and they're together or their games, where what's it called?
And so when the hand signs are going, that's just good pickings. Because
no, it's like,
not like
they team up with them, go in a town and they have to a shootout with opponents, so they have to know where to go. What they all the world is actually smaller than you think now, especially with the new generation coming up and being bilingual. There's look in Switzerland. Switzerland has 3 official languages. They all have the same status. It's German, French, and Italian.
This is what I'm saying. There's like 1,700 people in it total, so it's hard.
No, you would be surprised because I would say.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just being a dick.
No. But here's the thing: because Switzerland is such a rich country, and all of Europe sells products there. Automatically, I grew up with every apple juice or can of rice. Everything had 3 languages on it.
That's really interesting to me, and and Bellen's fighting against the tides here because as America, we don't give a fuck about learning another language or force anybody to learn another language. We don't want to know another language. We like everybody understands us and everybody watches our movies. We don't watch y'all's movie. I don't know not one German movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know German people knows all about my movies. But I watched this is so weird and niche, but this guy goes to how like the rest of the world looks at language and how like as an American my perception of language is so different. It's like, okay, there's this game called I can't remember what it is. I can't remember right now. But basically it's a game where it's really realistic and in real time, and you can basically steal someone works hard, many hours to get all these resources and materials. And if they fuck up once, someone can come in and steal it, and they are forced to negotiate. It's really a terrible, fucked up game. But anyway, somebody was giving an example of how fucked up this game was. And it was this kid who does YouTube videos. And he was playing the game, and he does his YouTube. He was a Norwegian kid, and he does YouTube videos in English. So he's speaking English, and he runs and he goes, oh, I'm gonna fuck with this guy. He goes, oh shit, halfway through the thing, he goes, oh shit, this is another Norwegian. So he starts to speak to the kid in Norwegian, and then the whole like game, they're going back and forth between speaking. They're doing like almost like 50-50, maybe even a little bit more English than Norwegian. And to me, that's so weird. Like, if I knew Spanish, if I was forced to play a game and I was forced to speak Spanish to play this game, and then I found another competitor and he was from America, it would be 100% English. I wouldn't be like jumping back and forth to English. Like English is like internet speak or internet language or video game language or something. Like, I don't know why they would jump back and forth and why they wouldn't just speak their native language they grew up speaking.
Cosmic, have you ever seen like
maybe
Mexican,
no one follows me, but
Cosmic, you know, like how they have like those meme pages on Instagram that just post like viral clips and stuff like that? Like, have you ever followed a meme page on Instagram or on Facebook that you thought was maybe American, but then you're like, oh, this is a
ends up being like a Swedish kid, yeah.
But then what you're saying is they'll upload skits and it'll be like clips of YouTubers, like you're saying, like popular. They look like they're popular YouTubers. I don't know if they are or not. And then it's just like a guy will speak 3/4 of a sentence in Spanish, and then he'll speak the last quarter, and then the next half of the next sentence in English, and then the next guy will speak the next half of that sentence in Spanish. And you're just like, who is this? Who is this for? But you're watching it, and there's thousands and thousands of views that have already seen it, and so you're like, maybe it's me. Like that's what I'm thinking of, is like maybe, like, because it doesn't make sense why you would speak both, but maybe the both is for us that don't understand.
Or
they're trying to entice us to learn their language, and you know what it does? It angers me. I don't want to learn their language.
It's just see, you know, when you said about, you know, the clips my kid makes, he doesn't speak any English in it at all, and that's how they are now all over the world. They have clips that are funny and they're original and they come up with it and they have like special effects, and no word is spoken.
I hear there's nothing but creeps on TikTok though.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I've heard about TikTok is there's creepos on it.
Yeah, that's right. What do you mean accent? Well, I mean they were born and raised here.
Well, no, like your kids can speak good English, but it sounds like they're trying to speak good English. That's the only way
because
I describe it.
All day, you know, in French immersion, you speak French all day, even in when you go to the gym.
Okay, I'm back.
Only the 1 hour a week or 2 hours they have English. That's when they speak English, and then they learn in a sense.
I had English. No.
Wait, wait, your kids do this right now? Why are they immersing themselves in French?
Since kindergarten. My kids could not read English until the 3rd grade.
And where do they live?
Because they would read it and would pronounce every word.
France?
No, here in Canada.
Okay. So why are they immersed in French in Canada? Why?
Well, that's called French immersion. You can choose to send them to an English school or French school. So when you send them to a French school, and they learn...
Cosmic. The problem you're making right now is you're trying to put logic to their school system, but that's not how it's going to work. You have to take their school system and apply it to your logic. Like their school system is going to do... Yeah, it's going to do what it's going to do. Like, you might as well learn French. If you want to talk to these people, you might as well learn French. That's all I'm saying.
But listen, my kids understand 4 languages. My mother-in-law still lives in the house. She speaks Japanese to them since they were born. I have to admit, my kids understand 4 languages and don't listen in any of them. I admit that. But, you know, at the end of the day, to learn more than 1 language will help you later in life. There's no doubt about it.
It's better, yeah. Okay, so they can speak English perfectly.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
but in school, when they're in school, the focus is on the French language all day long.
That's crazy.
But by law, we are bilingual, so they offer it. Most of the kids don't go. Like it's just
but Cosmic, imagine all the time you spent in like English class where they were just like going over comma placements and like parentheses, and you're like, oh, I could have been learning German this entire time. Like, who would have known it was just this easy? But people get so caught up. Like, you don't need to know all the intimate details. Like, people can speak broken English and we'll get it. That's the thing.
Balance, there's a
Yeah.
difference. Even though English is not the number one language in Germany, you can fail the whole school if you don't graduate in English. We learn it from the beginning, 5th grade on, and it's focus on it. You don't have to
Well, yeah,
learn
but
German.
that's just traits of communism. See,
No,
I'm
no,
not
no,
even
no,
going to
no.
acknowledge.
But here's the difference: is this, Valent? You never, as an American, will have to learn German, because when you go to Germany, you can live there just on English.
Yeah.
And that makes it easier to be open to the world.
But listen to this, Ing. Listen to this right here. Like, first off, I have to be fair, to give it a fair. In America, our language classes are jokes. Like, they're elective classes that no one cares about. No teachers actually, no French or Spanish teacher in America actually cares if you can speak French, or you don't have to. You just have to do the worksheets. It's a total joke.
Difference in Europe.
I get mad because I'm in Texas, right? And I'll have my white friends be like, I think in high school I'm going to take French.
No,
why? Like, how many? I ask my Texas friends, how many French people do you run into every day that can't speak English? None. Never. It never happens in Texas. But how many times do you run into a Mexican who can't speak English but can speak Spanish? Like, why would you like? And we should almost have that. We should almost be forced to learn Spanish. But we're not. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it is in the South. Isn't it in California? Don't they teach
Hell
Spanish?
no. Like I told you, tell Belly, like language classes all across America. You take in Texas, you have to take 2 years. French 1, French 2, or Spanish 1, Spanish 2 is a complete joke.
Yeah.
Nobody takes it seriously. All you have to do is complete the worksheet. And most of the time in America, people are cheating off each other. That's just the fact. There's no articulating. At no point did I ever have to stand up and say, "Donde estás?" Like, never. Like, you never have to do that. It's just listening and doing the worksheets and doing the projects, and you'll pass. It's not like you guys are so serious about it. Like Japanese kids and Chinese kids, like or maybe not Chinese kids. Japanese kids like know English. Like, they're forced to learn English.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're not forced. Like, you can make 100s in French, and you make 100s both years and not speak a lick of the language easily.
Yeah. Neri, sorry for taking over your panel. Sorry,
Derek.
Oh, it's okay. I was actually looking at all my notifications to see who all was live and where.
Maybe somebody in the chat's going, "No, Cameron, in Boston schools, it's very serious," and I was forced. But I mean, maybe I got a weird experience, but I always understood it. Like in America, Bellin is deciding to be quiet for the first time tonight. Bellin, did you ever have to take Spanish class or French class?
Bellin fell off his skateboard. Bellin.
Yeah, I was gonna want to come in here and ask Bellin what happened tonight. He either got in a fight, got drunk, or got laid, because he was talking up a storm on with apologies, and then I came on here and he's screaming. I'm like, "What's gonna Bellin? You're on one tonight, buddy. You came across some good weed or something."
Listen, guys. I don't know why I can't step away from my phone for even 2 minutes without you guys dragging me. There is no reason for the dragging that has been taking place since I left.
Bellin, how serious is Spanish class?
Oh, dude, I took Spanish class twice. I took Spanish in middle school and I took it in high school. Both.
Say one sentence in Spanish.
I passed them both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's better than Lemonade's English.
See, yeah, so it's not like serious at all. Like, dude, you're never forced to read. I was never forced to read a short story in Spanish. Never, you know.
I used to sit in French class as a freshman, and I used to cheat off of a junior girl in the same class as me, but well, of course she was a junior, I was a freshman, and I just used to sit there and cheat off of her, and that's how I made it through French 1. Like, there was, like you said, there was never a point where they made me stand up and speak a sentence in French. It was just all worksheets and books. Like, if I passed the tests, all I needed to know was how to say "Je m'appelle Berlin," "Je m'appelle du skateboard." It's just like you saying basic sentences, and it's like, okay, you get a C, and you're like, hey, that works. That's an elective. That's out the way. That's one less thing out the way. Like I never gave a fuck about my language. Like it was always weird when someone was in a language class, and if you were in like Spanish 1, if there was someone trying to like skip ahead to Spanish 3, you'd be like, you fucking nerd.
I was
Why
I
don't
was
you
about
just
to add
sit
that
here and get
asterisk.
the credits?
I didn't check the chat, but yeah, I was about to add that asterisk. There is always Spanish club and French club, and there's those kids who are taking it very seriously and they are learning French and Spanish. And but I'm saying,
how many kids?
Like what I'm
12?
saying is like Japanese kids start learning English like early, and they take like Mexican kids in Mexico take Spanish like early and take multiple years, like many years of English, not just 2 bullshit blow off years. You know. They're blow off years.
But they actually need to learn it. Like it's for us, it's a complete joke. Like yeah, if you want to learn this, it'll help. But in like other countries, you have to learn English. It's probably not like a secondary thing.
Now that I'm window cleaning and having to talk to small business owners, I'm glad I know Spanish. Like I'd be like, this would really suck if I couldn't speak Spanish.
I noticed that Robbie uploaded a video that says "No more drunk live streaming for me."
Who said
The
that?
old Sands Entertainment. I've heard it before. I'm quitting. Y'all didn't donate, stupid. You non-donating motherfuckers. Is that what he said? Robbie, calm down. You're gonna drink next week.
Did y'all see him this morning?
What was he drunk this morning? Like
Yeah,
last night this morning, or
last
like
night carried over into the morning.
did he have the day off? I hope he had the day off. Jeez.
Yeah, he was getting his drinky drink on.
What was he talking about?
Fuck, you didn't see it?
Mm-mm.
They were up there talking pure shit about lemonade for hours.
Was it him and Nikki?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, him, Nikki, the Glarer, and mainly those 3.
Did Nikki pass out?
I think she did actually.
Yeah, they started late and took a time. Quite. Hang on here.
Did you watch any of it, Ing?
The beginning, but then I tapped out.
Yeah, he was drunk and just talking shit for like hours. They were just talking shit for hours. It was mostly Robbie though. He was on a roll. He was drunk and he was on a roll.
Damn, I like that.
What you said earlier about, with the politics, 20 years ago, Save Robbie would not be openly saying he's a Republican the way he does right now. Like times have changed, because Robbie would not say he's a liberal. He says he's a Republican.
Yeah.
Did Bellin fall asleep again?
No, I'm here. I'm just walking to McDonald's real quick while it's still open.
Oh, don't tell me that I'm on a diet.
He was wanting a hamburger bad earlier.
I still do.
But in the way that I've seen your screenshots, it's like you live on like a hill. Like Ing lives like, when you go to your Windows desktop backgrounds and you have to choose a background. Like Ing is one of the pictures of all the windmills in the background. Like Ing lives out in the middle of nowhere. Ing has this fancy like nomad life. And he's mad at us for wanting to get in with a little bit of the good nature. Like, you can live with a little bit of technology. Like, okay, we're going to pollute your cities. Ing, it's not that bad. You'll breathe for another 50 years, I promise. It's not going to happen that fast.
I'm fine with where I'm living, what I'm doing. I had the luxury to choose every place I lived in my life I could choose.
Now he lives near
That
Dave
sounds pretty
Chappelle.
nice. You know what's fucked up about that is there was like a portion, cars going by. When I was like 13, I got like a thing in the mail saying that I qualified to be like a part of like the presidential, like, it was basically a scam to make kids sign up for this snorkeling class in Australia. They painted it to be like you were going on some sort of international like hobnobbing field trip. And I really wanted to go because I was 11, but my parents were like, no, this sounds like a scam kind of.
Well, I come from a city that had 12,000 people the year I moved out in 1999. And it was founded by the Austrians in the middle of Bavaria in the Swabian region. It was at one point even under Roman control. And we have Celtic remnants still in the city. So where I'm from, it's a very rich culture. And people from all over.
Man, it's not
Well,
fair.
in America, if you're in America, people will skin you alive for insinuating something wasn't done in a native language that it wasn't done in.
Well, listen, you can skin me. You probably take you all week.
Well, you know what? When you got a point, you got a point.
Yeah. Hey, I don't go to the beach anymore. I fell asleep once. They thought I'm a beached whale. They threw wet towels over me, looked for my blowhole.
They got him in the tarp and
I'm just glad I didn't fall asleep on the Japanese beach. They would have cut sushi out of my belly before.
Do you guys know?
Go ahead.
Do you guys know what the term griefing means? It's a video game term.
No.
But it's pretty much griefing in a video game is pretty much where you just ruin someone's game to where every time like they come back to life. Hold on. It's pretty much where every time they come back to life, they instantly die due to some sort of mechanism you contrive. And so like I used to be a ocean baby. Like literally I would be on the beach, my parents would be camping, and I would see people out in the ocean. And so like me and my cousin had like contrived this system where like one of us would be out in the beach. People that were on the beach, like getting ready to go in with the rafts, we would just casually be like, hey, can you go get my cousin? He's out there in the water and he can't swim, right? So we would just kind of casually construct this thing. And then what people would do is people would spend their days on the beach. Mind you, I'm like 10 or 11 years old. Grown adults would spend their days on this beach trying to like get out to the kids on the sea and like rescue whoever it was and bring them back. And like the kids' job was to just keep going back farther and farther. They would be trying to be rescued. They would just go back farther. And so like
Jesus.
I can remember this one trip out to where me and my uncle's family were both camping on the same beach. And me and my cousin must have spent the better part of a week, like 4 to 5 days, just going out to the beach, pretending like the other person needed some sort of help, and then we would just sit there and sandbag the people.
Were your parents hippies?
Mom was a hippie. Dad is a giant redneck and would kill you if you called him a hippie.
I would never call him a hippie if he's a redneck.
Fair enough. He would appreciate that.
But you're also a mix culture-wise, in a sense.
Is that right?
Yeah, I would say.
Mixed hippies and rednecks.
Between a redneck and a hippie.
Hashtag Redneck Nation.
I write that in the chat.
Where Bellin's from, it kind of almost intermixes, you know?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. There's not real, like, it's hard to differentiate a hippie from a redneck in Northern California, but there are differences.
Yeah, in Northern California, a hippie and a redneck both have secret weed farms. Like they both do that.
That's the connection. Now I get it.
Like, and also like other little things, like I don't know, like in this may not be Northern California, but in Oregon, it's not uncommon for like a hippie to be like, "Hey man, I'm squatting on this piece of land and I'm fucking I have a small garden and I know how to clean the water and like living like almost rednecky." Like it almost kind of blends. It's a blend between living off the earth rednecks and living off the earth hippies, not city hippies. Not like, "Hey man, I want to read your aura, man." Like living off the earth hippies and the lines get blurred over where Belling's at.
It's straight gold rush terms. It's like whoever gets here first. Like I'm not really concerned. You know what I mean? It's like whoever has the gold. That's who I'm talking to. Doesn't really matter all the other little details.
That comes from winning 2 world wars. You just don't give a shit.
That reminds me of this the country song that says I'm a son of the South, every redneck woman half hippie.
Hello, can you hear me? Anybody?
I can hear you now.
Bellin is eating. Cosmic went for a smoke.
I'm here. Give me a second. I gotta go to McDonald's. I'm like,
Don't order on mic.
And you put a message there for you.
Yeah, that's Italian. Yeah, her husband is Italian. She speaks a little. That's good for you. I actually spent several summers in Italy in a vineyard. And what was nice back then is that the water, it was in the Abruzzo mountain that's halfway down. And the water is so scarce there that you drink wine all day. And those women were already pretty the way they were. And then, drinking wine all day was the best time of my life. Well, I wouldn't say the best in my life, but it was great.
Did they do the actual stomping the grapes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I
At the
figured.
grape vineyards.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, that's so cool.
Oh, I tell you, there is parts in Germany in the Rhine Valley that doesn't have snow or not as much snow in the wintertime. And the Romans back then actually started to culture wine there. So every wine you have today from Germany was actually started and established by the Romans 2,000 years ago. And in Italy, it's even, the culture is even older there, and it's amazing, that there's not a house that's not at least 100 years old because they're built so sturdy and it's all stone houses.
I think what's interesting in parts of Europe is like, because it's such an old culture, is the amount of there. You got Boston. I know this is a really cool thing in Boston, but like cobblestone roads and streets and
Those are
stuff.
fucking cool, man.
Yeah, when you run across those original ones, it's cool.
It's funny. Boston, Philadelphia, and Montreal, Quebec. If I stand in the middle of the city, I almost think I'm in Europe. You know what I mean? I get the feel that could be Europe.
Wasn't there this thing called like, I'm gonna get this all wrong because I need to do more research, but like sister and brother states where they did that in America, where they tried to design cities like with the influences of like European cities. Like it's like when you look at Dallas and you look at Fort Worth, they're cities that are really close together, but they kind of are different. Like,
but they're Spanish, they're in a way.
Dallas, it takes more of a Spanish theme to it, whereas when you go to Fort Worth, it looks like what you think a Texas city looks like. It looks more like an old Western city, now a big city, but you can see the Western origins with the stockyards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where
You know what you need to do, Cosmic?
Spanish city thing.
What did you say, Neri?
I said, you know what you need to do, Cosmic?
Yeah.
You need to take some pictures of that mansion across the street so we can see that shit sometime. A video or something of it.
I wonder if I can get well, I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I should get pictures instead. I was going to look it up on Google Maps, but I don't want to give anybody. Yeah, never mind. Yeah. I'll take
Doxing your ass.
Yeah. I'll show the little the mom's house, and I'll show the big house, and I'll take it because it's at the end of the street, so I can walk up the street, and I can show you if any of the livestock is out there. Sometimes I have goats and sheep and horses.
I
didn't
think
see
that's
them
cool
today.
as fuck that they decided to stay in their own hood.
It's so weird.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure it
so
is, but
weird.
it's cool that they did that though, you know.
They finessed that money. They didn't fuck up their life. They did not fuck up their life. Yeah. Or Frank, everyone who comes in, I'll order Lyft drivers or Uber and stuff, and like it's always a conversation starter. People like, man, like when I came here, I was like, am I pulling up to this house over here? Like what's going on here? And I'm like, yeah, dude, like those people won the lottery. Like it takes everybody by surprise.
That's such a
It's
trip that they
weird.
decided to stay in their own
And that the
neighborhood. But that's
city
cool.
allowed it. The city allowed them to do it because some cities are kind of like, but they just bought a bunch of acreage and just built what they wanted on their acreage. You know. I think where they got lucky is they're on the edge of the, technically, if you look at it on a map, they're on the edge of the neighborhood where directly behind their house, even when they were living in a normal, like, like what I'm in, like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, behind their house was just like unpurchased land and land that was for sale. Like they're not in the middle of a hood where behind them's an alleyway and in front's the next street, their neighbors across the street. Then they would have had no way. They were lucky enough they were on the edge of the hood. And then like I said, my mom, this is a brick house. Like just down the street, you'll get the pyramid beam frame homes with the bars on the window. Like there's no bars on these windows. And it's not, there's drive-bys and shit, but it's not like, the worst area of Dallas. But yeah, like because they're on the edge, they bought all that property and they recently sold some of it and they built this really inconvenient a store. They built a store there, a dollar store there. It's super inconvenient. And but yeah, they sold some of that land and people were thinking they were gonna sell the house. And it's like, nah, man, they gotta keep that house in the family. Someone said it on another stream. They gotta keep that house in that family. Ain't no one ever gonna buy that house except like a football player or like some weird indie artist, musician who's like, I just want to get away from the big city, but I still want to live in a mansion. But I want to live. I want to live on a street where there's still drive-bys, a palatero man, and like crackheads. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's weird.
I think it's cool that they're down to earth like that. That though I'm a really down to earth person. That if I had $1 million or was a millionaire, I wouldn't have to have all this really super lavish shit. I would have like some nicer shit, but I wouldn't have to have like super lavish shit. I'm real down to earth.
I don't want a
have to have all
mansion.
that kind
I
of
don't
shit.
think I would ever want a mansion.
Yeah, I wouldn't have to have a mansion at all. I'd be cool with like a 2-story, 4 or 5 bedroom house, and I'd be totally cool with that because I grew up in a 2-story, 4-bedroom house, and so something about that size, I would be totally cool with that. I wouldn't have to have a mansion and all that shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I'm not that type of person. But they went lavish. Don't get them twisted. They're out of there. Like I said, I think about that, man. Everyday junkies just, like I said, because we're right there because we're on the edge of the hood. It's right there on the corner of 2 major streets. So it's like every day junkies walk up and down, that street and just look at that house going like, damn, motherfucker, we could just jump in that backyard. But those Mexicans are armed. I know it.
Do they have good security?
Yeah, that's the one thing. A couple of years back when my grandmother was staying here, the neighbors got robbed and the people got apprehended because they got cameras all over that house, and a lot of them point outwards into the street, and so they got the neighbors, people who broke into the neighbors. So yeah, I like that because basically I know there's a camera pointing over here. If anybody ever pulled up like that, it's on camera.
Because
so you know what happened.
Because I think it's cool that they stayed, but I can also see the danger in it. When you're like got a lot of money living in like a middle or lower class area, that's like a target.
Yeah, but I mean, no one's like, it's lower middle class. Like I said, it's not an inner city, impoverished ass, abandoned buildings everywhere. There's no abandoned homes. The homes, they're mostly, taken up, but like it's definitely lower middle class. It's not upper middle. It's not, upper middle. It's lower middle class. Like the junkies.
Check this out. This the city that I used to live in before I moved out here, like over a decade ago. There was like one time we were riding around, and it's like actually it's when I was a teenager, and I wasn't going to disclose this information, but I will. I used to lay out of school all the time, so the truant officer would come after me all the time. So she came to pick me up one time, and we were riding, like, I had to ride with her, like, because she was making me go to school to, like, I guess, check on some other kids that weren't going to school or whatever. And I was, like, so surprised to find out that there was actually people in the city that lived in straight up shacks and shit, man. I didn't even know that shit was there. I was, like, so surprised. I mean, and when I say shacks, I mean literal shacks, like,
It
look
all
like
depends on
almost
like
like,
housing laws and stuff. Like I know
wow. I was like,
Arkansas has some of the loosest housing laws, and people really can live in some fucking treacherous environments
I could
legally.
not believe that shit. I didn't even know that shit was there. And I mean, like I said, when I say shacks, I don't mean like houses that are run down. I mean straight up what looks like some barn looking shit type of stuff. And I was like, I didn't even know that shit existed. And I wish I remembered where it was, but it was so long ago. I can't remember how the hell where it was or how we got there or anything. Because I'd like to go there still and see if that shit's still there. And like, but it was like numerous people living in like these shack houses. It was like a
Yeah.
shack house neighborhood. I was like, damn, I didn't even know that shit was there.
It's all different, like like with like poverty, because like there's some really like even in the city there's some really like rickety ass, like I don't know how anybody's living in these houses and big families. Like really there's different levels to like bad neighborhoods and hoods. Like there's fun hoods, and then there's like hoods that are really just sad, like because no one cares and everybody's given up. Like no one's trying to like put any effort into making these homes or roads or anything better here. If anything, like the police don't even come over here anymore. Like it's really just bad. Like like a place called Pleasant Grove over here. It's like just depressing. So there's places like that, but I don't know. It's just so like in the cities like that, it's usually minority neighborhoods in these little rickety pier and beam small frame homes that are just like, oh my god, how has the city not condemned this place yet, and how is it not abandoned like its two neighbors? But then you can go out to places that are country, like if you went north like towards Plano, you'd eventually hit like a place called Quinlan. And Quinlan is I think that's the direction I'm going in. Quinlan is like country and rural, and it's not that bad. And you're in a trailer park that doesn't look that bad because it's a bunch of trailers and it's a bunch of nice double wides. But then you get to like these two shitty streets of this trailer park, and there's like trailer parks that are, you could just tell they're meth labs. Like the windows are covered with sheet plating, and like someone's doing some type of business inside of that. Like, so I don't know. It's lower incomes all, but it revolves around when you're in a lower income place. The black market arrives, and elements of the black market, so you get dope houses or meth labs if you're in rural areas. So no, it's all it's all relative, I mean, bruv, it's all relative.
Hey, Sugar Plum host busters, and when you saying shout out to the alphas on the panel, you better be talking about me too.
Hell yeah, there, you're the top alpha, trust me.
We lost Bill, and he got lost in his cheeseburger.
He got lost in the itis. He passed out. Something happened. I'm calling Bella now. He was talking a lot on with apologies, and normally he's kind of a background character there. And he was ranting and screaming on here. I'm like, Bella ain't either. Like I said, he's either found some good weed or had sex or got drunk tonight, something, or got in a fight. Something's got him like amped up and feeling himself.
Hey,
So
listen, Barry,
here.
I have to tap out.
Okay.
You're passing out.
Sorry that I can't stay longer.
That's okay.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, chat, and have a good night, all.
You're
Bye.
welcome. You too.
Bye, Mary. Bye, Cosmo.
Good night.
Bye. Have a good night.
Good night.
That's right, host busters. That's right.
That's right, alpha.
Yeah, actually, me and my husband had an argument about that shit today. That's why my stream is titled what it is, about fuck you. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. That's because he made me mad earlier with that shit. Like, he said I was out there trying to boss him around and shit. And he was getting mad about that. If I was, I might have been, but I don't notice it if I was. You know what I mean? But he was getting mad, saying that I was like bossing him around. He was talking about he don't want a woman that's gonna act like a man and blah blah blah.
Damn. Well, He fucked up by giving into it because he's acting like a woman by giving into it like that, by like giving it breathing life into it. But at the same time, you know, if you're making them feel demasculated, you got to listen to that. Men aren't, you know, if you want to take, like, you know, we say a lot of hot air, but if you want to listen to us, if we're saying something like that, like, we, you know, don't demasculate us, because that's what he's saying. Under, like, no matter how simply he put it, or how crudely he put it, or how not eloquently he put it, the crux of that, what he said to you, or what y'all are fighting about, is you're making him feel demasculated. Now that may be an internal thing he has to deal with, but you know,
I ain't no simp, bruh.
nah, he ain't no. Yeah, hell no, never mind. Fucking Ghostbusters is watching. Never mind, that's some fucking beta shit I just said. He needs to just slap you around and tell you to behave. That's what he needs to do, not express his emotions and feelings.
Shit.
He needs to slap you on the ass and tell you to go make him a sandwich. That's what I would do, because I'm an alpha. But, you know, he might be a beta.
Not being alpha is bullshit.
Bullshit.
Hostbuster said a strong man can handle a strong woman. Fact.
That's right. See, Host got himself a strong one. That's why he's the motherfucking world champion. He had to be.
A strong Israeli woman who is in touch with the banks. I'm just saying.
So defend yourself, Mary. Go ahead, defend yourself.
With my husband though, he's here's the thing though, it's hard to handle him though. Like you were saying, that be careful not trying to make him feel emasculated and all that shit. But here's the thing with him though, I have to tread with his ass in a different way, because he tries like a motherfucker to over dominate me. And it's, remember, you've heard me talk about it before. Yeah. You've heard me talk about it before. Remember, I said you would think a motherfucker would learn that if he hadn't accomplished it in 23 years, is it gonna happen?
Probably not.
And that he would give up the fight, but he doesn't. And it's like, the thing is, so I have to be careful. I have to be a little more stronger and stern with him than I would other people, because I have to, because he tries to over dominate.
Yeah, he's trying to rope you in. Yeah. You're
yeah.
always on alert. Yeah, I get it. It's not good, Nary.
No, it's not.
But it is what it is. It is what it is.
I mean, I have to keep him in check. I had to put him in hard check today. I mean, hard check.
See, and that's the part he didn't like, I'm sure.
Well, no, he started running his mouth before it got to that point, but he wanted to say some smart ass shit to me, so I took it further. I was like, all right.
Was it over something stupid or worth it?
Neri sounds like the type of person that's just waiting for something to pop off so she can go crazy.
No, I'm really not. I'm really not.
Oh, okay.
Truly, I'm not. I really don't like to fight and argue, but I mean, I'm not going to put up with somebody's bullshit either, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can only let so much go so far.
I mean, most people can tell on here, you know, that I'm very, very much like I am on here in my real life, is where I'm really laid back most of the time, you know, but I mean, somebody wants to start fucking with me.
That might be that little bitty line they cross. I don't know. So he's like an overtly aggressive guy in his life. So he's always trying to break you down. He's always trying to break you down, break your spirit so he can finally win. And you, for the last 23 years, have kept your back against the wall, just blocking all his attempts.
Right. Okay. And that's what I tell him.
And every so often he'll come with this like type of simp ass shit, going like, you make me feel like I'm in a relationship with a man. I would need you to be my woman.
Let me look. I'm gonna look at my text message and see exactly what he said. But it's like, and see, the thing was, is he didn't always say that shit. It's like he always kind of had that kind of attitude. Old. Huh?
He's getting older now. He's not gonna be the young lion forever.
Well, he kind of he was always kind of tried to like rule over me and dominate over me, but it wasn't until like about the last 10 years he really like stepped it up about, you know, that's his role. That's
you should behave like a man.
You should act like a man. Damn. Not working.
He said that what was he said what he was saying today is he said I don't make him feel appreciated. That I make him feel like that I'm just using him for shit, what he can do for me and shit is what he said.
Okay.
But I don't
Well,
see, you know, I'm truly not, if I'm making him feel like that, I'm truly not intentionally doing that. And that certainly isn't the angle. But I mean, if that mother, like I told him today, I said, if you feel like that, the way to get me to listen is to come to me nicely and tell me, hey, I feel this way, instead of trying to say some smart ass shit that's going to piss me off even worse, you know?
Oh, I get it. Nary.
sounds like you're talking from personal experience.
Fuck yeah.
I feel underappreciated. I don't know. It's a common relationship issue, right? That one party feeling underappreciated. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what that is,
Okay.
you know.
Check this out. The last message he sent, he said, I don't want to have to deal with someone who is going to oppose me in everything I do in life. That's counterproductive. No way anyone could
God
ever.
forbid.
Huh?
God forbid someone oppose what he wants to do in life.
He said, no way anyone could ever get anywhere like that. It's crazy to think otherwise. But really, the truth is that's projection. That's how his ass is.
Yeah. Because like all this sounds good, you know, all this sounds good, but everybody can paint their picture. It's about like what happened, what transpired, and who's the party that's really trying to control the other party. Because anybody can be like, those guys over at Rostock are vile, you know, but
Well,
like what actually transpired?
Well, in actuality, it's probably a little bit of both, because we're both dominating people. So it's probably a little
Yeah.
bit of both. But he tries to way overstep that shit. And then so it makes me even more dominating, controlling, because I'm like, "Rawr, you're not going to control me, motherfucker." You know what I mean? So I really like balls it up, like, to show him, he's not going to fucking punk me down or whatever, but, and he said, have attributes of a woman and quit acting like a man. That's what he said
Oh
in the text
my
message
God.
before that.
He got
Because
you.
he's one of the,
Keep going.
Go ahead, what'd you say?
No, I said he really went for it.
He's one of those dudes that's got all that fucking women are supposed to be soft spoken and submissive bullshit type of mentality.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, motherfucker. I wasn't like that when you met me, and I'm not like that now.
Yeah. This is a common trait. This is a I try to explain this to a lot of my friends, and it seems like we're attracted to the wrong types. Like whatever you want, you tend to get whatever or life gives you the opposite. But I realize this with my friends, and I realize this with like guys and like the relationships that I see that went bad around me. There's like two different types of people in the world. I say it from the man's perspective because I'm typically talking to men and I'm thinking about myself. So I say it like this, like, and it could be in your world, it could be you're the pilot, but like we're piloting a plane, and like some men want it sounds like your husband wants a bitch that's what I call a go along bitch, which is a bitch that goes, I'm not really going to think about it. I'm not really going to worry about anything. I'm not really going to say anything. I'm not going to oppose anything because at the end of the day, I know this guy is going to get it. He's going to figure out that at the end of the day, he's going to pull it out of the fire. And then there's co-pilot bitches. And these bitches want 50%. They want to be right there in the cockpit going, wait a minute. No, we got to watch out. There's a mountain over there. Let's turn to the left. And like seems to be the two types. Like some girls want to be equal in a relationship. Some girls want to be equal in a relationship. Some girls don't want to think. There's a lot of girls out there that want to be ditzy, and the man just thinks about it all. How are we getting home tonight? The man thinks about
Bimbo.
it. Did we get the right hotel booked? The man thinks about it. Did we do this? The man thinks about it. There's a lot of girls that want to be that way. And there's a lot of guys who want those girls, but we kind of mess up. There's a guys who want those, like your husband, he wants a go along bitch, but he got himself a co-pilot bitch. Well, then that's why it's his fault. It's his problem. He needs to get the ditzy girl that goes, okay, Derek, I'll do whatever you want, honey. Whatever. Okay, we're going to sell tattoos, or we're going to sell whatever. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to sell encyclopedias this month. Okay. Like, not a bitch that's going to be like, well, that sounds stupid. We need to just do this. We need to just do that. We just need to stick to what we're doing.
What you just said, that's how I talk. That is exactly how I talk.
Yeah.
What you just said right there.
Because you're a co-pilot. And I'm the type of guy, I don't. I like. I'm about to get a beta from Hostbusters. I'm ready for it. I want a co-pilot. I don't want to think for another person. The problem with being like the super alpha and the ditzy girl is now you got to think for this bitch. Now this bitch doesn't know how to survive. My homeboy Troy, he taught me all this. Well, a couple of people, but my homeboy Troy is where I watched it, like in real life. Like he had a bunch of these girls on his team where he had a bunch of girlfriends that were just these not thinking girls. And whenever his life hit some turbulence, not only did his life hit turbulence, all their lives hit turbulence. And instead of just worrying about him and his kids, he has to think for the rest of these girls now. Now he has to think for 4 other girls. And so those girls aren't good. It's good to maybe have one girl that can help you, that can be a different perspective. So there's good and bad to both, It depends on you want. Now, Hustbuster, he's a complete alpha. His girlfriend will walk into a volcano for him. She trusts him that much.
Yeah, well, fuck all that, Hostbusters. I
So
hope you
that's
heard
how
that
I've-
shit real loud and clear.
So that's the issue, Nary, is your man wants him a girl that's going to just shut up and pay attention and listen. And he got himself a co-pilot. Now there's some guys out there like me who want a co-pilot. And then there's guys out there like him who want to go along. Like, I'm going to think for you. Let me think for you. Don't worry about it. Just be quiet and make my food and, say that I'm right.
Well, he's a narcissist too, so.
But love is weird, I don't know why we end up with the people we end up with, There's so many different relationship patterns and habits that everybody jumps into, and we think it's okay and normal, and that's bad. Like I know girls who think that if their man doesn't hit them, that the man doesn't care about them as much.
That's fucking
Yeah. I know girls who literally think that.
That's
who
some
think
mental
that,
fucking shit right there,
like
man.
if they're not using their energy to get so upset to the point of hitting them or squeezing them or being controlling or abusive, then they're gonna go find some other girl to give that energy to, and that somehow is love to them. It shows that he cares.
That's some mentally fucking deranged fucking thinking right there.
Yeah, it's dumb. I don't know. I never.
And the thing is, though, is I think, my husband, I think he thinks he wants this big, super submissive woman or whatever, but I think if he actually had one, he would grow to despise that.
Probably. Exactly. Most would. But, I mean, some people want it. But he should have figured that out a long time ago. That's why it's bullshit. That's why, you're probably right. Because if he wanted that, he could have figured that out a long time ago.
For damn sure. I mean, he knew
he could have him a little submissive side. Right now, he could have him as a little submissive side girl that knows you exist, knows who you are, knows what y'all do. But she's the weekend at the hotel girl. He could have that, but he's not, because for whatever reason, he wants to deal with you and saying, I want you to be something you've never been, So it's weird. People are weird. Love is weird. I don't know.
I think for him, it's like a huge challenge to see if he can conquer me, and he still won't give up.
Yeah.
If he can finally get me.
What's weird is it's usually backwards. Usually it's women are trying to conquer men and fag them up or break them, But you got a situation where he's trying to break you. It's weird.
I'd say it's typically the other way around. That would be my opinion.
I mean, I don't know. It all depends. I don't know. I always think women try to like whenever like if you ever go to the AT&T in a city and you see a big old machismo Mexican guy, but he's got a powder blue tie or bow tie and a tight pink button up shirt. His wife, he had his wife at home that dressed him up like that so that women thinks he's gay. That's what I'm saying. So women are also trying to break their man of their coolness, because what it is, men are cool, and because we're cool, women are attracted to us. But as soon as we say I love you, that's your trap. We're trapped into you now. We're stuck to you because we love you, and then you try to make us uncool as possible so that other girls don't go for you, so you don't got to worry about them. I don't know if you do that, but there's some women in the world who do try to they either try to make their husbands look dumpy, or they try to make their husbands look gay so that other women don't go after him. So like I said, if you see a big machismo, handsome Mexican dude, but he's wearing some clothes that look too tight and too feminine for him, it's because his girl knows what she's doing. She's keeping the, mujeres away,
Well, see, I never did that, but it's like I was actually glad when he got older and started getting kind of like the beer belly and shit like that, because I used to have to beat the bitches off of him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I was kind of glad when he started fucking just kind of naturally kind of slipping,
getting dumpy.
because I was like, because I was kind of like, okay, I don't have to deal with as much of that bullshit anymore.
See, and see how different that is, because that's no way is that for men, because men don't, it's women are weird. So you're saying there's some element of that. There is some element of like, I'm kind of glad that the guy that I'm in love with is getting uglier, because I don't like to beat the women off of him. Like, I don't like bitches out there throwing themselves at these fucking home wrecking whores out here.
That's exactly what I called them too, was home wrecking whores. That's exactly what I used to call them too.
I need to get a beer. I'll be back.
That's exactly what I used to call them too. Are you there, Bill, and are you eating your cheeseburgers?
Burgers. I'm about 70% listening.
Okay.
It's actually kind of quiet right now, so I can probably talk, but it's going to get loud in like 20 seconds. It's a busy street.
What kind of shoes are you wearing, Cosmic?
I know. I got my slippers on, my house shoes.
I thought that sounded like some slippers sliding up through there.
See, and why I said that I think it's opposite for you is like, like you have a kind of a different alternative type of relationship. You even use the word estranged to say like, look, it's not normal, because what television and what mainstream society tells us is that the man is supposed to be the one to break first and go. He becomes the slumpy, yes, dear, happy wife, happy life. That's what and your husband probably never broke. You never broke your husband, and he's never broken you either. He's still trying to make you, he's still like, he's never been like, yes, dear, I'll take out the trash, dear. Let me just watch the game,
Well, like I said, he's a narcissist. Narcissists don't relent.
No. So he's always going to be like a 20-year-old in his head.
Well, he's like I said, he's actually a rare case, because most of them don't get better. It's like exceedingly, extremely rare that they get better. And he has actually gotten better over the years. But I mean, he still has fucking problems, but he's leaps and bounds. He's probably about 50% better than he used to be.
Mary.
He was like saying in his text messages that like that he wanted to feel, more or less what he was saying is like he wanted to feel like I love him and I appreciate him, and that he's not just like my fucking little handyman boy or whatever. And but the thing is like, if he doesn't understand though that if that's what he wants, he's got to come at me in a different way. He can get that if he'll come at me in a different way. But if he's gonna come at me all smart mouth talking, then you're gonna get what you're looking for if you come at me like that, instead of coming at me nice and trying to say, hey, this is how I feel, this is what bothers me. It's coming at me saying some smart ass shit, that's gonna get nothing but more problems.
Resentment. Jesus, Nary, come on, you guys been together for too long to be talking about this still. That's what I think.
Look, I know that.
Christ.
You think I don't know?
Come on, bro. Are we doing this? Right. You don't make me feel like a man. Like, what are you, 25? Shut up. You fixed the hot water heater yesterday. Chill out. You are a man. We get it.
Well, that's a lot of it, though. In all seriousness, Cosmic, is narcissism is steeped deeply with deep insecurity, with the false. They have two personas: the real them, which is the deep down, deep-seated insecure person, and then the faux false persona that's like arrogant and you know, and all that shit. You know what I
The
mean?
Jimmernam.
Yeah.
The Le Champion is what I call it. The more confident personality. The personality that's not insecure.
Well, what did you say?
I said the personality that's not insecure, the Le Champion.
Yeah, yeah. That's yeah, it's very you can, if you watch him, you can totally see the spectrum of how a narcissist is and how they think, how he goes from like the person that's like crying and shit to like Le Champion. Le Champion.
Just unsubscribe because I don't care about any of you guys.
What made you feel that way? Isn't there a list of 5 people you want to apologize to right now before you kill yourself?
I was wondering about that shit. Why he was so about this list?
Because he's a radio guy. Tell him, Bellin. That's it. Because everything has to be a game or a bit.
Yeah,
Tell them, Bellin.
it's all like it. It's the simplest way I could explain it to someone who's not like a super nerd about radio shtick, like I am. It's like, have you ever been listening to like the morning radio in your town, and they're like, find out what the 10 worst things a celebrity ever did on February 29th. You know what I mean? It's always some sort of dumb game. So everything Jimmer does, it's always some sort of like, hey, guess how many times I fucked this person that's on. And it's always just like, well, 0 or 1. Like whatever the.
Does anybody want to guess who my arch nemesis was? The fat fuckhead. Like everything is a radio bit. Everything is a. That's why to the uninitiated, that whole apology night to the uninitiated looks like a sincere Jimmernam trying to mend bridges, but to the initiated to radio and stuff and like his behavior, we just see it as like, oh, he's running a radio show.
It was literally it was a night of setups, Cosmic. It was a whole night where he was just going, hey, do you want to stick your foot in this bear trap? And people were just like, yeah, okay, Jimmy, I'll put my foot in the bear trap. He's like, you fell for the bear trap. You're a fucking retard. Like that was the whole show right there. It was just sticking and like overly, like unrealistically mean jokes. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, did your fucking dad die of cancer? It's like, what if I never knew my dad? Like that joke doesn't work then.
No, so my husband actually is a bona fide narcissist. He's a straight up narcissist.
Straight up narcissist?
Yeah, straight up.
But Nary, I'm a narcissist. You're not even a narcissist, bro. Look, I'm a real narcissist. Like, if I wanted to take control of all the narcissist YouTube channels, I could just do it.
Name 5. No, Nary. Name 5 narcissistic traits right now. You got 5 seconds right now. Name 5. Like everything is that. Everything is that.
You don't even know anything about narcissists. I bet if I asked you about Chris Watts, you wouldn't even know the first 10 reasons why he did what he did. Go ahead, Nary. Go list them.
He's like I said, if you watch him, you know he's classically got that disorder, because if you watch him, like I said, he'll go from like crying to talking about how he's a fucked up person, and you know that he knows he does a lot of fucked up shit too. Le Champion, and that's what they are. Is they are of very deeply seated insecure people, coupled with a split personality of someone who's arrogant as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And they're both people.
It's usually in real life, not on the YouTube like Misery is on YouTube. It's almost because it's on YouTube. It's cartoonish to the point where it's a good example to like see what they're doing. Like, but they're real narcissists. They are Le Champion, but it's not so cartoony. It's more in the mind and subtle and more like. It's like, you know, like Jimmernam's a good example of it and a good example of the spectrum because it's very like obvious and overt because he is doing a show after all.
There's like I said,
it's hard to take someone in real life and be like, hey, did you know that you're on a fucking show with pedophiles right now? How fucking disgusting do you feel? Before everyone's just like, okay, well, I don't know who you are, so I'll just leave. This is making me uncomfortable. I don't like this.
Weird.
Becky Starr said, I just left my narcissist of 10 years. She can have him. He shot my computer with a 12 gauge because he got jealous, yet he was the one cheating.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, Neri, this is an old rule about people that cheat, is that people that cheat usually will suspect you of cheating out of their own guilt. That's like an old wives' tale,
Yeah.
You're like, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I know why you said you were going to the store. I know.
Do you? You have some insight to that. You have some insight to that scenario that you might not be sharing.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to remember if. Yeah, I think I have experienced it before with some past boyfriends and shit like that. Yeah,
Well, I'm just saying, not necessarily you. I'm just saying people in general. But feel free to.
Yeah. I've dated some dudes that try to pull that shit, that they'd be like the ones fucking around, and they'll be accusing you of all the shit, and it's because they're the one fucking doing it. A lot of dudes do that, more so than women. I think women do it too, but dudes do it way worse, I think.
See, here's the thing: is I think Neri is one of those examples where you actually really probably couldn't hide too much from her, so you would just have to be like, "Hey, this is who I am." you would just have to try to come to Neri in peace and be like, some people have red skin, other people do this for, you know what I mean? Like, there's just different things for different folks, different strokes. You can't really control it.
I feel you.
You're right about that. I pick up on shit real quick.
I don't know. Some people it's easier than others. But some people want some people I think women do this. Women have a tendency to not see the man that they're dating, but to see the man that he could be. So they kind of, or like a lot of women who like to fix men, who like to be the one that wrangles them in. So that's a lot of not accepting them for who they are and kind of designing who you want them to be in the future. And guys do it too,
Oh, definitely. Cosmic, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, how many guys, okay, no homo. Let me just put out no homo. Kenny, if you're listening, no homo.
Pause. Beta, go ahead, get ready, host.
Okay, ready. Beta, no homo. There's so many men that owe me thank you letters and Christmas gift cards and I'm owed some sort of reparations for the doors that I open. You know what I mean? They say that you're only as tall as the giant shoulders you stand on. So it's I'm owed something for letting that bitch stand on my shoulders to the point where she was willing to give you a blumpkin. You know what I mean? Whatever your line is, I helped get that bitch to that line. I deserve something. Even if you're just gonna give me a $25 Starbucks gift card on my birthday, I'm owed something for what I did.
You think for providing the information and everything? You're right. You helped get a lot of guys. You helped a lot of guys' confidence with your YouTube channel.
That's what I'm saying. But not even that. For just the generic I fucked this bitch, and then you fucked her a year later. It's I deserve, because I unlocked. You ever buy a Super Nintendo or an N64 game cartridge used, and you put it in you bring it home, and it already has a save file with all of the final levels.
You put it all there for
it's all there. You could just go. You could just skip to anal, bro. That's level 85. You could just skip there because of me, and I you don't have to give me anything, but if you're gonna make such a big deal about it, you might as well give me something. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to get out there, is you might as well give me something. If that's what you're gonna do.
That should be a Patreon or a PayPal should be set up in your name. Something like that. Well, isn't it but it's all in the good stuff with the Cult of Black Phillip stuff and Patrice O'Neill's kind of philosophy is that it's not a tactic or a strategy. It's a philosophy. because like you can always kind of move it around and adjust it for yourself. Because like, don't girls know about it now? What do they call it now? Negging or something like that? Like the girls are
Negging, yeah. If
like
you
the girls are
try
hip
too
to it
hard
now.
to be like, yeah, if you try too hard to be like Patrice, you'll get accused of negging. So
Yeah.
you've got to find like that righteous line. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's the righteousness, because negging's like a strategy or a tactic. Whereas if you learn the righteousness of the philosophy, then you really know how to maneuver. Because I use straight, my game is straight Patrice O'Neal philosophy, but it's not the classic walk up to the girl and be like, "Hey, you got some goofy ass toes." Like it's not. It's a
Well, yeah,
how
it's
I
one of
carry
those
myself,
things.
how I think of myself, how I already this bit I already know what I want, and I just had to convince this girl that like it's a and then something I pulled away from Patrice because I've always been like ugly. Like my self-esteem is so low that it's high again. Like I'm so confident that I'm ugly. Like there's
Exactly,
so
but
much
that's
more
one of
to
those.
it than just calling a bitch her goofy toe, telling a bitch she has goofy earlobes, just so you can disarm
But
her, for a second.
it
And then the
becomes
flipping of the
completely full
energy.
circle.
Yeah.
Like it just becomes completely full circle where you really do end up with like a whole like squadron full of dudes all like vying for one girl's attention, and they are just seriously being like, "Hey, how's it going?" Like, it's just the same.
Yeah.
So it's like, as much as I want to be like, because I'm all like, I always think about what Patrice said, where he's like, I always take a guy's side first, just off a percentile. Like, there's
Yeah.
not going to be a lot of people that take his side, so I should take his side, and I believe that. But at the same time, there's a lot of situations where you're just like, oh man, like you didn't need to. Like anytime it's like, yeah, I was hanging out with this guy and he asked me to follow him up to his room. I'm always just like, oh no, why? You didn't have to. You could have not did that. You could have just not did that, and it would have been much easier for everybody involved.
Yeah.
But you did it now. We're here. You know what I mean? Like it's just not. Man, I wish it was easier than that. It should be easier than that, but it's kind of not when you think about it.
I don't know. But yeah, you're responsible, dude. You're responsible. You helped out a lot of guys. I know, but you helped out me. I listened to a lot of Patrice while I was traveling.
I'm just saying, if you guys want to send like an iTunes gift card to cultofblackphillip@gmail.com, I mean, that account's always open. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, Neri, Bellin has an account that actually is really a lot of subscribers. And basically he took the like clips of radio interviews, and he had his own radio show called the Black Phillip Show. And so he has a channel called Colts of Black Phillip, and it's just Patrice O'Neal. He had the ability to talk to many women, flirt with many women, pull amazingly beautiful women, and he was like a big old, like huge, big obese guy, jacked up teeth, like but he had the ability to talk to a lot of women, and he had a philosophy behind it that was kind of unconventional, at the time, especially when he was talking about it. And anyway, Bellin like compiled all his like women tips into one YouTube channel, and like that's what's weird. So before I met Bellin in this like streaming comedy circle thing on YouTube, like I had for years been listening to his YouTube channel and not knowing who he was, just by checking out, like, because it's funny too. It's not all just about getting women, he's a comedian, so it's just hilarious for him to the jokes about women and the jokes about men. Oh, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, my screen froze.
Oh, I can hear you. I was just listening in awe.
Now, are you talking about the famous guy, the black guy, Patrice O'Neal, the comedian?
Yeah, big black guy.
Didn't he die?
Yeah, he died.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just recently, I didn't even know until y'all started talking about him and stuff. I didn't even realize that. I mean, I knew who he was, but I didn't realize he had passed.
He is my hero, and I love him. Cosmic, are you ready to continue?
No, well, like it's like like we were talking in our little CEO, I think, was talking about it. Somebody was talking about the word mentor, how much like we hate the word mentor and the idea of having a mentor. I've been constantly referring to Patrice O'Neal as my mentor when I go, oh, my old mentor, Patrice O'Neill.
For
And
like
I'll say it
seriously
in
for
real
like
life.
10
like,
years. Yes, no,
non-ironically.
Cosmic, for like 9 or 10 years I've been doing that. So I completely
My mentor,
understand.
but I use it, ridiculously because I don't like the word mentor. But hold on, I'm gonna leave and come right back, Neri.
Okay. So what did you get at McDonald's?
$1 large fry. I got a McDouble with bacon, and I got a large drink. All came up to like $4 with the app. So it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
You know, I'm kind of winning right now.
Who's winning?
Bellin is with his cheeseburgers and French fries and stuff.
Jesus. Well, I don't know what happened. Bellin, so you never answered my question. What is going on with you? Why are you on one tonight? Did you take something?
No, you
drink?
know what it is, Cosmic, is I'm just feeling good about the state of things.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, it was just I enjoyed with apologies today.
Yeah, because usually you're looking when you were. It was the
clips have been
Bellin
going
show.
good.
You might not. You're gonna listen back and you're gonna realize, oh, with apology was kind of the Bellin show. But whatever, go ahead.
That might reduce the number of clips that I thought were going to be made. I definitely thought there was going to be clips made of tonight's show. Might be a couple less than I thought, but yes, I don't know, dude. I just enjoy it. I enjoy it when people get to not even. It's just so weird because I don't even care if people get to go off because people get to go off all the time. But I just love new storylines. Like I love the development of like the Gas Strip podcast guys trying to like physically pistol whip Ian Ellis and like asking him where he lives to come beat him up. Like I kind of love it, and so I'm just walking around. Like today, I was just walking around because it was my day off. I was doing errands and I was listening to clips, and I was just like, man, I kind of like enjoy like the whole dichotomy, like the whole like way that the different shows kind of like fight and interact with each other. And then I just think I came into the show with the right mood. That's all.
All right. I was just wondering. You've been on fire tonight.
Oh, well, thank you, brother. I'm standing on the side of the road, so it may not sound as good as it did about an hour ago, but let me tell you, this well is not dry. This is going to keep going.
Did you see what I tagged? I tagged in the Discord a phone mic for you and Ian Ellis. It's $15 on Amazon.
I'm gonna look into it right now because I'm using these dumbass AirPods and I keep getting hit in the thigh with tree branches, and you would be surprised how bad that actually hurts to like the fourth one.
I feel you. Because Ross was right. You and Ian were cutting out. Like Ian has to get. He needs to figure. At least Ian needs to figure it out. With something.
Ian does, because remember, I'm only even on with apologies because dumb Nick won't answer his phone. If Nick would just come online, you wouldn't even have to hear from Bellin ever again.
Never again.
But Nick refuses.
Nothing.
Yeah. So if you have a problem with me, take it up with Nick from
Nick,
With Apologies.
I don't know, Neri. What's new in the true crime community, Neri?
The gypsy girl whose 15-month-old or 18-month-old baby's missing.
Wait, she's a YouTuber?
That sounds like a whole lot. Yeah.
Wait, she's a YouTuber or a gypsy girl is a real person?
Is the fetus a
no,
YouTuber?
She's a real person. I mean, a legit gypsy culture.
Oh, when I asked you
culture.
true crime, I didn't mean like real life true. I meant true crime drama on YouTube. I for a second thought a YouTuber. You just said Mommy Ramblings lost her 12-month-old. Like, wait, what? No, the lady in the world lost her child, and it's the new true crime drama. Is like, hey, where's this baby at? It's a 15-month-old.
Yeah, 15 to 18 months old. They're trying to figure out what the hell went on.
She's a gypsy?
Yeah, straight up, they're legit gypsies.
Ooh, wait, okay, what do you mean by that? Like gypsies on TV or like traveling hippie gypsies?
I mean, straight up culturally, straight up true to life gypsies.
You have those over there near where you live, right? They're kind of tacky, and they have an accent, and they made TV shows about them on TLC. My
Yeah,
Ugly
yeah,
Gypsy Wedding, right?
yeah.
Okay. Because when I think of gypsies, I think of like hippies who live in tents and travel around
mm,
Europe and stuff.
yeah. Well, the American ones aren't like that so much.
Yeah, you're
Um,
talking about these people who wear the fake jewelry and everything's all
yeah.
bling blinged up, very
Well,
Jersey Shore-ish.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah. There's a community of them in North Carolina, and there's some in Tennessee, and this happened in Tennessee. It's a gypsy girl who's 15. I think she's 18 months old now, but she supposedly went missing when she was 15 months old, and the last time she was seen was like 2 months ago. She didn't report it. All this weird shit surrounding it. The grandfather found her father, which was the child's grandfather, actually called and reported it because he hadn't seen her in a couple months, and I guess they kept giving him the runaround about him seeing her and stuff, and he called her mother, which is his ex-wife, and told her that he was going to call social services, child protective services, and she said you're going to regret that because I'm going to have to leave and can never come back. So she fucking, it's looking like we don't know what the fuck
Someone
happened.
killed that baby by accident or on
We're not
purpose or
trying.
something.
Well, that's what we don't know is because we can't figure out in the true crime community. We can't figure out if the baby was killed or if they sold her to somebody.
That's
Because
weird.
apparently in the gypsy community, blue-eyed, blonde-haired kids are in high demand in the gypsy community, and they'll pay for them.
Yeah, but how can you do that?
I don't know, but the shit's weird, and I can't figure out if the kid's, not alive, or if it's, like I said, been given away for money or something, or
Yeah.
or sold or something. Because I noticed, see, I pay attention to shit like what Billin was talking about, and I pay attention to shit. So when she said something, I noticed that she said twice. She said, "Well, I hope that she alluded a couple times to maybe somebody having her, like as if she knows somebody has her." Because she said it twice. She's like, well, I hope when they find her, the people that have her don't feel like that's their child now and won't give her back. So I thought that was weird that she said that twice, like as if she knows some shit. You know what I mean?
She might have sold that baby.
Well, her mom's in on it too.
Yeah,
Something
her mom, clearly.
Yeah, something happened because her when the cops got involved, her mom and her boyfriend fucking jumped and ran to they were caught here in North Carolina. They were running here, and they got popped. And here's another weird thing that doesn't make any sense either is she claimed, the girl that was actually the mother of the baby claimed that this dude, he claimed, her boyfriend claimed they had only been seeing each other like a couple weeks or a couple months on and off, and it's looking like they were actually seeing each other longer than that. And here's the weird thing is the girl whose actual baby is missing, the younger girl, her boyfriend gave her mother a BMW. Now that who just hands over somebody a fucking BMW?
Suspect as hell.
Yeah, it is. It's weird as fuck. It's almost like, what was that about? It was like, did they accidentally kill the baby and the mother knew about it, and so they gave her like the car for like hush money payoff, or there's just some weird shit around the whole thing that doesn't make any fucking sense. We don't know what the fuck, I don't know. Anyway, she took off in the fucking car, her and her boyfriend, which to me screams they had to be involved, or why would they run?
Just years worth of conspiracy all wrapped up into one couple trying to like pull like a what was that movie with the two girls and they were on the cliff? You know what I'm talking about. They fell off the cliff because they were trying to rob a bank. They got caught. But just try to recreate. If anyone could recreate that scene from that movie, that I'm not able to mention by name. Motherfucking, what is that name?
You talking about Bonnie and Clyde?
Yes, thank God. Fuck. I
Oh,
couldn't.
no. Wait.
Yeah, that's that movie though. No. Even if the name of the movie, is not Bonnie and Clyde, that is the Bonnie and Clyde movie. Like you were right. I'm not gonna let myself think that you were wrong because you were right. That was the Bonnie and Clyde movie.
Okay.
Just maybe wasn't the right movie.
No, wait. I think Bonnie and Clyde were shot up. The one who went off the cliff together. Was that
They mix those. That's not fair. They mix those in the parodies. That's not fair to me.
Bonnie and Clyde were the girl and the guy from Texas, and then they got shot up in Oklahoma by some officers. The ones
Okay, but there
is
were
that
two
Thelma and
girls that
Louise?
drove off. Yes,
Are those
Thelma
two
and
names?
Louise.
Is that something,
Yes,
guys?
That's it. That's the one.
Thelma and Louise driving right off the fucking cliff.
Thelma!
So I don't know. So yeah, but that sounds like a brand new nice car. Does sound like Hush Money, right? Like
Yeah, something's not right about that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, he owns some kind of chicken restaurant, and it's like, why is some dude you've only been dating for a couple weeks or a couple months, if that's accurate, gonna give your mother a BMW? That shit just sounds suspect all the way a fucking round, you know?
I don't know. That's so interesting. I was talking about it. I forgot what channel I was on. I keep saying I was talking about it, but that I've been like kind of not wrapped in. I've been tasting a little bit of true crime. So here's what's bullshit, Bellin. Maybe
Let
you know
me hear
this,
it, because I can't get a read on these people.
No, well, this is what I figured out. There's people like who just stream and talk about true crime, and I would call them the true crime streaming commentary people. That's their community. It's true crime.
They're like,
but then there's
they're
people.
like the fight night companion.
Then there's
true crime.
Yeah, basically fight night companion for true crime. Yeah, because then there's actual people who make true crime videos, who do like detailed videos of like, I watched a video of I can't remember her name, Asian girl, California, super cute, started the Guido left his wife. She was an international, or she was a prostitute or an escort.
We're still
the
at like
Guido left his wife,
100,000
married
different
her, and she tried to
options
kill
right now.
him. And she was so narcissistic that she tried to kill her husband. And then when she went to jail, the first phone call she made from jail was to her husband to get her like an attorney. Like, but yeah, Dipolito or Dipanini or some Guido last name. But she was like half Asian and half like Egyptian or something. She was super fine. But yeah, like I watched a true crime guy who actually, I was like, oh, this is true crime. Like, people study these cases, they get all the facts, and then they present them in their little flair. It's whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Patton Oswalt's wife kind of laid the groundwork for this, where she researched the case to the point where she was like an issue, and then someone came and murdered her in cold blood, and then now you know who the Golden State Killer is, but also Patton Oswalt's wife is dead. That is a thing that happened. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily correlated, but they could be.
And then I watched another true crime video, and it was interesting, and it's what blew my mind and kind of opened me up more to true crime and my original criticism when I discovered this niche community, whatever this y'all want to call yourselves or whatever. But like, I seen one true crime, Bellin, and it was just like a guy. He stayed in a Texas hotel, and the guy next door to him was playing around with the gun, him and his friends, and he dropped it. The bullet went through the door, went into the guy's testicles, into his nutsack, like hit him in the heart, killed him instantly and shit. And like it was just like the mortician got it wrong, and it was basically about how this detective a couple of months later came back and figured everything out, figured that, oh wait a minute, and then went to the hotel and found the gun hole that was like filled in with toothpaste like in the door, and like then got the original guy and it was just cool because like I was like, okay, so true crime is everything. It's all types of crime. It's just this niche of streamers I've run across, just like Neri, her perfect little example she just gave. They only seem to care about babies and women and wives and husbands. Like they only care about things that they feel they can relate to. I don't think I'll ever see anybody on here talking about some man being shot by accident in a hotel room, but there gotta be about don't let it be about a baby or a wife that kills someone, or a husband who killed his wife and baby. Dear God, I'm a wife. You know, like it's all like
how many?
I had a fucked up perception on true crime because these streamers are kind of like they think they talk about true crime from their perspective. So it seems like the people they always want to talk about always seems to be about couples and relationships and husbands and babies. You know, whereas like when I found that one of the guy accidentally getting shot, I was like, okay, this is what I like. Like I don't see no streams about this, or like a drug deal
Like,
that.
what I was thinking is like,
you know?
Cosmic, couldn't you just take, like, if let's say you were really a true crime channel, let's say that's what you did to make money, and you were really, 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 really strapped for content for the next 2 weeks, couldn't you just go to like the whatever, like the public version of crime in Chicago is? Couldn't you just go to Chicago and be like chicagocrime.com, and
It's
couldn't
super
you just
interesting.
you could just look up true crime from wherever? It doesn't have to be something that people are already talking about on the news. Like there's murders every day that people don't know the culprit to. Like you could investigate.
I push this everywhere I go, and no one will ever go to it because no one ever talks to me about it. Because if everybody was there, they'd be messaging me like, "Oh my god, go check this out! Did you see what happened today?" Fucking, there's a channel or there's a whatever it's called on Instagram. It's called Texas Latino Media, and it covers just hood ratchet shit that happens in Dallas and like all the original like all the shootings
That's
that actually have
my
cell phone
favorite
footage.
shit.
Like you get to see the cell phone footage of shootings. You get to see every single arrest in Dallas. Like you get to see like pedophiles are arrested like every single day in big cities. Like there's somebody with child porn out there every day. Like it's shocking how many like weirdo charges there are. How many people get murdered? You know, and like you could have what Belly, what you're saying is I could make a Dallas true crime stream where every day I come on and talk about how many child molesters got picked up today, how many murders happened, and the stories behind all the murder. There's an interesting murder. I want to do this. There was a murder that happened last year. Basically, one dude was friends with a family that was big on drugs. They had a bunch of drugs at their house. And the dude who was friends with the family went around yapping his mouth too much about the drugs around the wrong people. The wrong people went to the house for the drugs. They didn't find the drugs. They took a little girl and kidnapped her for a few days. It was all over news trying to get this little girl back. And then they killed her and abandoned her in a house in Oak Cliff. It's just crazy. It's a whole crazy story. I went to school with a few people involved in it. Like it's a whole crazy story that I go, see, somebody needs to do a video about this situation. Somebody needs to do a stream about this because this is a crazy ass story. This is a real hardcore
and
true crime story.
This was gonna
we
happen
know everything.
regardless. Exactly. Like this was always gonna happen. That's the
So
weird
you could
part
do a Dallas true
about
crime
stuff like
stream
that.
every day, really, if you tried.
Yeah, you could do it every day for a month. And then
Or
just
Texas.
imagine
I do a Texas true crime stream. Boy, if I did a Texas true crime stream where I just like detailed crime going on, like I'd go, okay, we're gonna highlight this crime and I'm gonna update you on this one. We're gonna continue to get the updates on this crime.
just
That would blow the fuck up, dude.
If once every 3 months you just picked a case to focus on and make like your theme,
yeah,
you could do a bunch
like
of little stuff in between that. You know what I mean? And it would always come back to that theme that you were doing, where you would just be like, see, this is why we need all these vile people out of our community. And the next thing you know, you're getting hundreds and hundreds of dollars in donations just off of you preaching some shit, not even doing nothing, just preaching some bullshit.
I think that could work. There's a lot of cool shit. There's a lot
It
of
could
cool,
definitely.
there was a hostage situation recently. A prison in America. I can't remember which one, but a female guard got taken hostage, sexually abused, physically abused, held hostage for like a few days. It was a whole thing. You'll never hear about it on mainstream TV. They'll never talk about it on CNN or anything like that. There was a big drug dealer in Texas and in the Walls unit in Huntsville. He took it over for like 2 weeks. A whole detailed, like somebody could do a whole story about all the intricate details of stuff like that, but nobody does it. And I think that's way cooler than like
You
I
could
said,
literally title
like I
it-
said, one of the last videos I saw was an accidental discharge. A drunk guy was playing with his gun and accidentally discharged. A guy got shot in the nuts. The coroner thought he didn't get shot. He thought he got kicked in the nuts and had like a health problem. You know what I'm saying?
Like
It's
you could
cool,
just look
but
up
it's not
random.
cool.
You could look up random facts though, of like anything, and you could be like, you could clickbait it. Where
No,
you're
you
like,
know what I could do?
check out
This is
how
what
this random YouTuber almost shot me when he was showing me off his Minecraft server. 7.6.
But I could like just to even get above the Perplex standard, because Perplex thinks that Misery is a great fucking content creator. What does Misery do? Misery is reading Elliot Rogers audio, or his book. He's making an audio book for it. And also he talks about To Catch a Predator. So you're saying if I said Cosmic Chem's True Crime Stream and I just watched Live PD or old episode of Cops, because that's all he's doing, like, how is that compelling, cool, edgy true crime? Like, no, Jeremy hasn't really done anything. He's talked a little bit of true crime, but he hasn't even done anything. He has people like Perplex going and the Glare going, this is a great guy. He's great. He's a great content provider. Like, no, what has he done in true crime other than read someone else's work? Other than review someone else's work, he hasn't done anything. So I don't know, but that's a good idea though. Local true crime. Just talk about stuff going on in South Carolina.
There's
There has to be
people.
something cool going on that no one's talking
I'm
about.
in North Carolina.
Or North Carolina, yeah. Sorry.
There's people. I've seen some people make some really good damn money on here.
Yeah.
In this community, I saw somebody make in one night, and I think I saw myself one night somebody make 750 in one stream. And I've actually seen, and I didn't see it myself, but I've heard that other people have made 1,000 a stream.
That's crazy. There's money to be made. I don't know. Like I said, like I'm discovering the true crime. Like I'll never do it. Like I don't want to sit here and talk about like DeMarcus Williams shot Kedron Green in the head over a pair of Nikes that were supposed to be sold to him, but instead it was a robbery. And Kedrick Green pulled out a 9mm and shot Marcus. Yeah, like I don't want to, but I could see how people would get interested in that. I could see how people, because like I said, that if anybody have an Instagram, I'm telling you again, if you have Instagram, leave right now and type in Texas Latino Media or Texas Latino Media Uncensored. It's super cool. Like just, even if I just showed you stuff like there was one of my favorite ones that got me really addicted to it. There was a skinny kid, two skinny kids fighting, a black kid and a Mexican kid, and they were fighting, and it was kind of equal, right? And then the black kid hit the Mexican kid, and he got stiffened up, knocked out, right? And he had like a big cousin, and there's no way these kids were past 10th grade. And they were like fighting in like an apartment parking lot. They were probably two apartment kids, and they were just fighting in the apartment parking lot. And like the Mexican kid, like he had like a big brother or cousin or something. He wasn't, like I said, no other than 10th grade. But I just remember him looking small. And it was just in Pleasant Grove. He walked up. You see him walking in frame, big Mexican kid. You see him reach in his pants, and you see him pull out a gun and just discharge it like 4 or 5 times. And I was like damn, like instead, like they're safe. They're really safe. They don't keep any of their stuff up. Because you would get, your channel would be, or your web page, your Instagram page would be taken down if they kept that up. So they'll keep it up for like 4 or 5 hours, and then they'll take it down. But yeah, so if you go on that, if you're an Instagram person, Go to it because you'll see some wild, crazy shit. There was the guy who did a drive-by on a Pee-wee football game on a moped. He rode by on a moped and did a drive-by in Oak Cliff on a Pee-wee moped or a Pee-wee football game. Crazy shit. None of the kids were shot. No, I don't think anybody was shot and injured in that case. But they have the video of it. It was crazy.
Hey, Sugar
Like
Plum
15 minutes
Ben.
away from here. Not even like over the bridge.
Ben came in and said hey, and then said bye.
Hey, Ben. Sorry, I'm not respecting the chat. They're over here listening to me and Bell and ranting about true crime, and they're like, tell these guys to stay out of our community. They have infiltrated Nary's stream. I'm not gonna let them say that. Nary, what do you want to talk about? I don't want to infiltrate your. No, I'm infiltrating your stream.
Infiltrating.
Now, do I seem like the kind of person that if I really felt like people were taking over my panel, I'd just sit back and put up with that shit? Now, do I really seem like that kind of person?
No.
But Nary, you've never seen the power of infiltrating before.
Incel trading.
Right. That's right. Y'all got me. I've been bamboozled.
We're a bunch of incels. You better watch out.
Next thing we know, Ing is going to have like a whole series of incel trading cards for us to buy and collect.
That would be cool.
That would be cool. You guys have any idea how bad my fucking ankle hurts right now just after like 45 minutes of walking? Fuck.
Jesus, dude. What's wrong with you? You're not that old, Bella. You shouldn't have ankle problems, my friend.
No, it's all joints. My ankle talks, and if your ankle doesn't talk, you're not doing it right.
It's all those years of landing indie flip hill grind meat grinds. All those years of.
I was really willing to let you slide until you said meat grind, and that really upset me.
Hill meat grinds.
Meat grind really does not sit well with me. I gotta admit.
Go do a backside hill meat switch grind, bro.
Okay, now you're just being fucking silly, and there's no reason for that sort of disrespect that you just did.
I like what Ellen does. Ellen hates you.
I know he does. But Helen has to get used to it because Helen actually tried to skate, so he can't escape from it.
I know, right? Little faker. He just mad because we were making fun of him, that video of him falling on his bike.
On his gravity bike, exactly. Like there was nothing going against him. It was just him and the earth, and he lost. There's
gravity beat his ass.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Bye.
I hope Ben's still not mad at me, or he was mad at Ross Dog.
Oh, Ben, I know you're still mad at Ian Ellis, and even though I know you don't know that that's Ian Ellis, just know that Ian Ellis thinks you're a piece of shit, and just keep fighting with him. I don't care. No. Who cares, Ben? Just shut up, Ben.
He's just got people like DD Dugan talking to him, and he's just running with it. I don't blame him.
No, not even that. It's just, you know what's really bugs me? It's I'm gonna act out a character because there's a girl talking to me on the internet. So because you made a girl your mod on your dumb YouTube channel, you literally gave her power. You're going to submit to the power that you gave her. As if she's an authority. I'm sorry, Ben. I can't deal with that. I'm almost about to throw my earphones across the room because I can't even deal with the idea of what I'm suggesting. But it exists. People actually will simp out and act
you're talking about the simp behavior. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't bend the whole moral compass just because you got a girl you like around.
The girls in my chat don't like you, so you gotta go. It's like, well, if that's how you're gonna base all your decisions on, then you might as well not have it. You might as well pick one dumb bitch and let her make all your decisions.
Just let her have the channel.
What the difference is? Yeah, just give it to her. Just give it away. You don't even away to someone you like, because who cares? They get to do whatever they want with it. So just
It's
give it
not
away.
Ben's
And
channel
I hate
anymore.
people that
Goofy
I'm
Bitch
leaving.
29's channel.
I'm banning everyone from my channel and I'm leaving. Then fucking do it, dude. No one cares. Just do it. Just do it and don't say anything and see if anyone gives a fuck. Nobody's gonna care that you left YouTube. It does not matter. And not a single person on here. I swear to God, if my YouTube crashed right now, you know what I would do? I would just go to bed. I would just like watch YouTube until I went to bed. That's how much I don't care about my YouTube crashing. Like, you couldn't inconvenience me if you try. It's such a stupid fucking idea.
I don't agree with you, Ben. I still like. I don't agree with Ian. I still like you, Ben.
Yeah, Ian Ellis is a piece of shit. Let's not forget
Yeah,
that.
Ian. So yeah, you see Ian Ellis account over there talking shit. You know who the issue is. But I still like you, Ben. And Ross Dog, you know, he's indifferent. He's not talking bad about you. You got people lying to you. But anyway. Yeah, some people, you know, the power of pussy makes the world go round, not money. Some people think it's money. I don't think it is. I think it's women. Women make the world
Power
go
of
round.
pussy. Yeah. No,
The power to get the. How many jelly beans does she put in your jar?
it's kind of like this old game theorist I used to talk to in the 80s when I was a male stripper. He used to tell me, "Yo, Dante, You
Nonsense.
you can teach an Eskimo to fish, but you can't teach a fish to Eskimo." And I was like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
I like Dante Neurologic. It's just.
No, I liked it the most when Ian pointed out that Dante's Twitter for the last 3 or 4 years has just been like a string of 15 tweets on repeat that like a bot was making. But no one followed Dante closely enough to even really notice that he was repeating the same 15 to 20 tweets every week. And so like it just came out recently. Like, that's the funniest part, is like anything I find out about Dante in 2020, I'm like, if Dante was really famous, I would have found out about this in 2012, in 2013, like when I could have used it. Like, I can't use this information anymore. It doesn't really mean anything.
That is unfortunate, but you know he was like a Z-list celebrity for a little bit.
He was
Like
on fucking
he was on
he was
TV.
on
I
that
saw him on a
episode
show
of
called Fringe.
he was on Chappelle's show, dude. He was on the first Paul Mooney Nostradamus sketch. One of the first people on there is Dante. Dante was also on an episode of Tough Crowd. He didn't do anything. That's the thing, where it's like you watch Dante's old stuff. It's not like Patrice, where you watch Patrice and you're just like, oh my God, I'm sick to my stomach that there isn't millions of hours of this out there on the internet. You watch Dante and you're like, yeah, I think I get it. I feel like I took in everything I needed to take in, and I get it. There's nothing Dante could teach me. It's not even close to being the same. And it's frustrating. So frustrating.
Hey, y'all, check the private chat.
I was checking earlier. I didn't hear anything, but I was also, multitasking. So who knows? It could be completely wrong now.
Yeah, we can go check. I don't know if the usual is happening tonight. I think we had a sleepy puppy, but yeah, we can check it out.
All right, let me get the bye, Cosmic.
Peace
Bye,
out.
y'all.
Hey,
Bye.
y'all.
Let everybody.
Go ahead, Cosmic. Or I was gonna say we're gonna go ahead and shut down, and but I'll give y'all a couple minutes to like before I shut it down to go ahead and say like your last thoughts and words and finish up your conversations and say goodnight or whatever. So let me see. Good night, Sugar Plum, Charmaine Lily. Good night, Sugar Plum, Michelle Porter. Good night, Sugar Plum, Becky. Star. Good night, Sugar Plum Becky P. Good night. I think I got everybody. I think I covered everybody. If I missed anybody, you talking about May Lily? You talking about Nikki wanting to know if anybody can contact her, May Lily? Good night, Sugar Plum Michelle. Were you asking if there was a way to contact darling Nikki Charmaine Lily? I can contact her for you, Charmaine Lily, and let her know that you're trying to get a hold of her. Yeah, I'll get a hold of her for you, Charmaine Lily, and let her know you wanted to talk to her. Okay, I'll contact her as soon as I shut this down and let her know that you're trying to get in touch with her. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down, and I'm going to I'll contact her and let her know that that you're that you want to talk to her. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bullfrogs bite. Good night, sugar plums.